share the new link around because I think my battery went dead. But share the new link around here. I missed the doctor here.
And there is no negotiation. There's no dithering. People are dying now. As I am talking to you, people are dying now. And in medicine, we don't stand by when people are dying. We say to the nurse, give me the fucking scalpel now! Do any of you remember the word thalidomide? Yes. We're injecting women, the most precious asset in society, the most protected group. We are injecting women and their babies with an experimental product without a goddamn clue about what is going to happen to the baby. And children, the most victimized class in all this mess. Let me take you through what they've been experiencing. First of all, they've been denied early education, non-verbal communication. They've been made suspicious of any contact with another human being.
That's right.
Is that the way to bring up children?
No!
We want to hug our children. We want to enjoy life with them, take them places. That's been denied them. They've been denied education for 2 solid years that's measurable in terms of the effect on their IQ. And then it goes on to vaccination with the potential of lifelong consequences, not just myocarditis, as bad as that is, but all the unknown of what's the effect on fertility, what's the effect on potential early dementia and heart failure. There could be a tsunami of complications that will linger on those children's heads for the rest of their lives. The emergence of cancer, etc., etc. The point is, we don't know. And the reason we do clinical trials for 3 to 5 to 7 years is because we don't know what we don't know.
We're good?
But that's not the end of it for our kids. Oh no, that's not enough. It's not enough to sacrifice them on the high altar of these bastards. They are going to be subjected for the rest of their lives for the consequences of the national debt. There's going to be reduced services, education, healthcare, policing. There's going to be an increase in taxes. That will translate into a lower standard of living for our kids for the rest of their lives. And it was also totally unnecessary because, as Ione Giza said in California, the most esteemed epidemiologist in the whole world, he said early on, this is nothing worse than a bad seasonal flu. And the Great Barrington Declaration nailed it. All we've got to do is live normally. In a time, remember, called BC, before COVID. Live normally and protect the vulnerable, the elderly in nursing homes with methods well known to medical science that do not need vaccines or testing. I'm a pathologist and I know quite a bit about PCR. Let me tell you this categorically. There should be no testing of anyone, anywhere, for anything, unless you're presenting to hospitals with a syndrome of COVID. I repeat, please, after me, no testing needed. I'm a pathologist telling you that. That's the only place where testing should happen, in hospital, with a reliable test. I won't get into that. So at the end of the day,
I can't see how many
you
people
lab rats
are
have been,
over on the hill.
not you lot,
but it sounds like there's a lot. And everyone out there, I don't think
speaking to
YouTube
the
cut the
choir
stream. I think
here.
my battery went dead or cold because
but
my
for
phone's been
everyone
out
else
2
that's
hours
listening,
in the cold.
you've
But
been
I think we're good
conditioned
now.
as lab rats. Yes, conditioned by 3 most effective techniques that will break the most hardened terrorists in Guantanamo Bay. And it's called this. It's well practiced and it works. Because of look what's happened. That's why we're here. It's worked. First of all, you drive fear. You can feel it, can't you? People avoid you on the sidewalk if you're not wearing a mask. The absurdity of this is ridiculous. The PCR test in the morning paper, all those cases, they are no such thing. In medicine, a case is someone who's sick in front of you. That's what a case is. It's not a false positive PCR test. And they maliciously use that to drive fear, to make you conform. And that is despicable. But it doesn't end there. Ignorance. They want to keep you ignorant, you slimy little misogynists and racists. You lab rats. They want to keep you ignorant. And how did they do that? With malicious Machiavellian efficiency. Absolutely efficient silencing of every single source that you might have used for information. The media, bought off by this bastard. You don't fight behind the No! Media's been bought off. What about politicians? Well, forget them. They're just interested in their bloody pensions. The church, where's the church in all this? What did Jesus do? He didn't hide behind a pillar. He turned the bloody tables over, didn't he? And what are our preachers doing now? They're hiding behind their pulpits, peeing in their pants. They are supposed to lead their flocks. When they see people dying, they should stand up and be counted. I know some are very bravely, but the vast majority of them are not. And I leave the best to the last, physicians. We're the most guilty party of all. There are two central medical ethics that have been trampled on by these people. Ethics that we fought hard for hundreds of years. The central elements of medicine.
Time's up.
What are the colleges of physicians doing around this country? They are there, basically, to protect you from me. To make sure I'm not a paedophile. I'm not cutting off your wrong leg. That's what they're there for. And what have they become? They have become co-conspirators in state-sanctioned murder.
Well, YouTube didn't cut the stream yet. They're not going to cut it now.
Conceivably imagine being done on you by the people who are supposed to protect you. They're doing the exact opposite. The gravity of that is disgusting, and medicine will never recover from the loss of trust that we've enjoyed for hundreds of years. I want to finish by saying this. We're only here today because of the truckers. And let's not forget that all those people who chose to be vaccinated, they're not our enemy. They were lied to, serially, a pack of lies for 2 solid years. They were duped by all the intentional psychological manipulation that was developed to a fine art. There was nothing accidental about how the vaccinated were persuaded to put their lives on the line to save the ass of these guys who got us here in the first place. How insulting can it be for us to put our lives on the line to save their ass? So that's all I want to say, except for the deepest gratitude to the truckers who got us here. Who are staying here? For you, for your kids, for the world. It's starting here. We're not going home.
If anybody has not seen the movie,
Not going home!
oh, Robert Hutchinson. And I was going to say, by the way, if anybody has not seen the movie Network, that was the plot right there. He's mad as hell.
It's got to be
and he's not
action
going to
by
take it
everyone,
anymore.
not just the
Mind you,
truckers.
100%.
And the best way to do that is to log on to the site of taking back our
It is
freedoms.
amazing. It is amazing.
Oh, there. Look, see there. Log on. Get educated. You become the radio. Disseminate this information.
I got a Red Bull in my backpack. I just hope it's cold enough when I want to drink it.
Oh, there. Go there. Give them some money. Put your money where your mouth is. Thank you.
Yeah. Mad as hell.
Ladies
Not
and
going to take
gentlemen,
it.
let's hear it from my friend and one of our board of advisors, Dr. Roger Hodkinson.
Roger Hutchinson.
Dr. Roger Hodkinson.
What was I just
We
about to
have
say?
the privilege of having Dr. Roger Hodkinson, my friend, on our board of advisors for taking back our freedom. Say, taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom. My name is George Barnes, and I just want to introduce our next guest. I don't have a very good voice today because I've been speaking almost constantly for 24 hours. But I want to thank the truckers. We salute you. We honor you. We thank you. We thank the truckers. We salute you. We honor you. You're here for the long haul. We're here for the long haul with you. You're here for the long haul. We will stand with you. We will stand with the truckers. We will stand for the truckers. The last thing I want to say is I want to thank all Canadians from Victoria to Buena Vista. I want to thank our chairman, Brian Peckford. He's the premier of Newfoundland 30 years ago, and he's the only real premier in this country. Brian Peckford signed the Constitution and your Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And Brian Peckford is fighting every day for you. In closing, on this 31st day of January, I honor Diane Hartman from Barrie, Ontario. Dan is a trucker.
Oh, there you go.
He lost his son to the vaccine, took the vaccine on August 25th last year. 17-year-old son Sean, his only son. And Dan Hartman's son Sean, getting ready for a great hockey career, died on September 27th. That's murder. He was murdered by the vaccine. Today, yes, we want to honor. And we have 1 minute, 70 private of silence for Sean Hartman. Just 1 minute of silence for Sean Hartman. He should be turning 18 today. This is Sean Hartman's 18th birthday.
Please, everybody, let's make a prayer for that man, that little guy. Sean Hartman, 18 years old. Hartman. I might be mixing the name, but I want 1 minute of cold silence. Someone time it.
starting now. Let's silent 1 minute. Respect, thank you.
We honor you today, Sean Hartman. We remember you today, Dan Hartman, in your grief, losing your only son to the vaccine. We honor you, Dan Hartman. You're my friend. I'll talk to you later today. And thank you, Dan Hartman, for the text. Thanking all Canadians. Dan Hartman sent me a text yesterday thanking us and thanking all Canadians for remembering his son, Sean Hartman. He thanks you, Canada, and we got remarks from the U.S. Thank you to our U.S. friends, and thank you all over the world for remembering Sean Hartman today. This is his birthday. He died as a result of the vaccine. I'm going to introduce a man who's dedicated his entire life to evidence-based research on medicine. This man is a man of integrity. This man is a man of courage, calling, and conviction. This man is known internationally. This man, Dr. Paul Alexander, he worked for the Trump White House. He worked directly for President Donald J. Trump. And he stood up, Donald Trump stood up for freedom. And this man stood up for Donald Trump's integrity in the medical research. Please give a warm Canada and U.S. and international welcome to my friend, our Taking Back Our Freedom Board of Advisor. Please give a warm welcome for Dr. Paul Alexander.
Hi, I get a chance to speak again, so let me get straight to the point. Dr. Hawkinson did a very, very good show this morning. It's hard to follow him. The reality is this is a very peaceful gathering. We had reports of no violence, no unrest yesterday. I saw in the news. That was excellent. That made me feel very, very proud. It's very important that we continue this debate, a very difficult debate, but we continue it civilly, non-violently, and we discuss the science. Now, I want to say before I start that we have to give so much praise to the Canadian truckers because the rest of the world is looking on at what we do in Canada next. And we can't forget the US truckers, their compadres in this. So, let me get straight to the point. I'm a science guy, and this is not a classroom, but I want to run some statements by you. We knew very, very early on, at the end of March, we knew mid-April 2020, 2 years ago, we knew that there was a 1,000-fold difference in risk between an elderly person and a child. We knew absolutely that there was no reason to lock the society down. We fostered a balanced, we said, take an age-risk stratified approach, focus protection. We said, focus on protecting the vulnerable in your society first, only the vulnerable. The high-risk elderly in your home, you take those precautions. The high-risk elderly in nursing homes, assisted living. You give some vitamin D public service announcements. You talk to the society about healthier living, body weight control. We knew exactly how this pathogen operated 1 month out. And we said you allowed the 99.5% of the rest of any society to live largely unfettered lives with no touch from the government. Reasonable precautions, safety precautions, common sense. Because the rest of the low-risk society, could handle this virus readily. We had no reason, none. Look, I worked in U.S. administration, and what took place there happened here. I can tell you that many business owners in the United States, many thousands died. They committed suicide. We were getting the reports daily from all of the states that the news media refused to cover because Trump would have looked positive, because he's on that podium daily fighting the task force, fighting Fauci, fighting Burks to open the society. People didn't know what we were dealing with behind the scenes with the task force. They were adverse to Trump, but we saw the data. We saw that business owners were killing themselves. We saw laid off employees committing suicide. They hung themselves. We were getting reports daily from the different states of little children, 6 and 8 years old. Parents found them in the bedrooms hung. They couldn't go on anymore. Trump was fighting. It's not about Trump. I'm talking to you about the science, because I'm a scientist. They knew the task force there, and the Public Health Agency of Canada knows here. Health Canada knows here. There's absolutely no science, no data, none to back up any of what they've done. None. We should have never vaccinated our police force. We should have never vaccinated our military. We tried to tell them, you did not study these vaccines properly. You did not follow the vaccines for the proper safety time. We do not know the long-term implications to our police. We do not know the long-term implications to the military. We just do not know. And if you came to me and you said, Paul, I took the vaccine, what would be my situation in 1 year? I will tell you, I could look at another vaccine or another drug, and I could look at the risk-benefit analysis, and I can tell you what will happen, but I can't tell you here. We should not be in this situation. Listen, they lied to us. They lied from the beginning with this asymptomatic transmission. There's no such thing as asymptomatic transmission. Hopkinson is correct. We understand the science. You need to be symptomatic to transmit pathogen. So that was a bogus lie. That was lie one. The second lie is they told you that we are all at serious risk of severe outcome with exposure. That was a lie. How could 15-year-old Johnny, hiding below his parents' bed with his teddy bear, how could he be at the same risk as 85-year-old granny with 3 underlying medical conditions? That was a lie. We were never at equal risk of outcome. The third lie is they told us that natural immunity was inferior to vaccinal immunity. What a bunch of garbage. Under no condition. There's no science in the world. I challenge Howard New. I challenge Theresa Tam. Meet me. Anytime you want. Meet me. Bring the entire Public Health Agency of Canada. Bring the entire Health Canada and sit down with me alone. Bring your science to the table. I will bring the science that you have been pretending not to read. They lied to us. They lied to us over and over. Hutchinson talked about the PCR test. That test was a bogus, failed test. They overcycled the test. We told them, we said, listen, if you have a cycle threshold over 24, the test only detects viral junk, non-culturable virus, non-infectious virus. Yet these people cycled at 40 and 45. That meant that 97% of everyone who tested positive in 2020 and 2021 were not. You took us out of schools, you shut the university down, you shut the workplace down for a lie. And we told them, told them not to do it. Now, I want to end by saying this. The science is clear on the vaccines. We've looked at these vaccines for a year now, 9 months to a year. The vaccine has failed on the Delta variant, and the vaccine fails on Omicron, period. The Pfizer vaccine loses 40% antibodies per month. That means that when you take a vaccine, in about 2 to 3 months, you have no protection. It does not properly protect the upper airways. Omicron variant presents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's nature's vaccine. It confers an off-ramp and an exit strategy to the government. The vaccines were not properly developed. I am not an anti-vaxxer. I am for vaccines like Hodgkinson and everyone. But we are only for properly developed vaccines. And these vaccines were not properly developed. We know the science. We know you can't take a 15-year process for the safety phase of a trial and boil it down into 3 months and tell me that you understand the safety of the vaccine. You do not. This is a devastating situation. And when you look at the CDC VAERS database, the CDC VAERS database collects 1%, at most 10, of the burden. And the CDC VAERS database tells us today, 22,000 Americans have died from this vaccine, and we looked at it properly. We can see the deaths were 1 to 2 days post-vaccine, at most 7 days. And we modeled it, and we showed 86% of the deaths were linked to the vaccine. Now, there are 1 million adverse events, and that's a system that collects 10%. In other words, these vaccines kill. Look, let me be as blunt as I can. The vaccine appears to work well for some people, and that's a fact. But it does not work well for a large number of people. And we should never have a vaccine that operates like that. Never, ever. And that's the problem. These vaccines now have failed on Omicron. Now, how could you tell a trucker who's not vaccinated that he can't come in or she can't come into Canada, and you constrain us within the society? We can't go to the gym, we can't go to the restaurant because we are vaccinated. Yet, we have the research by Brown et al. In Barnstable, Massachusetts. We have the research by Ryan Mercer. We have the research telling us clearly by Chow et al. In Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It showed us clearly. It showed us that the vaccinated nurse, the vaccinated person, harbors much more pathogen in nasopharyngeal passage than the unvaccinated. It showed us that the vaccinated was transmitting virus. So how could you stop an unvaccinated person from operating in society when there's no difference in risk right now between a vaccinated and an unvaccinated? So it is absolutely logical. It makes no sense. It is not grounded in science. None of what they're doing is grounded in science. So let me close by saying it's such a wonderful opportunity to be here, I'm a Canadian citizen. It is so tremendous. Canada is one of the greatest countries in the world. Long live Canada! But it is time. It is time now to bring this pandemic to a closure. It is time. It is time to declare the pandemic emergency over. There is no longer an emergency. We need to let people live their lives from the way beginning, but do it now, urgently. We need to cut all these mandates, cut it all out, cut the masks, cut everything out, and go on with life. So I just want to say thank you very much for this, and I'm going to give it back over to Dr. Hodgkinson. Dr. Hodgkinson, what is it?
So by the way, I see people in the chat think Donut Guy is either a Fed or they want him for Prime Minister.
Okay.
Donut Guy is not a Fed.
I forgot 2 things.
Donut Guy, they want you for
First
Prime
of all,
Minister.
yeah.
Some people think you're a Fed and other people
Just
want you for
remember
Prime
this.
Minister.
You repeat after me. Number one, they weren't needed.
Better pay.
They weren't tested. They're not working. And they're killing people. Remember that. That's the essence of it. And so far as vaccine passports are concerned, when you're speaking to someone like an MLA, look him in the eyes and say this: okay, so you want to simply have a vaccine passport, do you? Well, what's next? Are you going to tell everyone with HIV that they've got to have an X on their forehead before they go into a bar? You know what? You're not going to get away with that. And it's a heck of a lot more serious than COVID is. All right, change gears. Over this last 2 years, there's been a total absence of fact. They've been lying, as Dr. Alexander said to you, constantly about everything. There's not a single reliable statistic out there that you can say is verified. So we'll have to rely upon straw polls. And this is now a straw poll. And I'm going to ask you all a question. Listen to my question. I want everyone to put up their hand here. If you know someone personally who has had a heart attack, a stroke, or a pulmonary embolus shortly after vaccination, not a sore arm, not just a headache, but something seriously risky. Put up your hand. And now I want you all to look around. And I want you to look at those hands. Look at those hands. You are not alone. What does that tell you? This is a monster kill. A monster kill. The life insurance of Indiana has gone public with all other insurance companies to say that 40% increase in deaths of the working well between the age of 20 and 60. Totally unexpected. A massive increase in the expected number of deaths. And it's due to one of three things, or all of them: suicides, delayed treatment and prevention, and the effects of vaccination, all of which are due to the things that they are forcing on you. So that's the straw poll. That doesn't look like a trivial thing, does it? It's a monster. And straw polls like this verify these numbers that are coming out of insurance companies. This is massively underreported event. People are dying like flies out there, and they're not being reported, and government does not want you to know. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's important to say that we are not crazy anti-vaxxers, clearly, as these speeches demonstrate. We've got scientists, qualified medical professionals here speaking about the real science. We are not crazy. All right, I have a little announcement here. We found somebody's driver's license. It's from Alberta for Robin Hope. So Robin Hope, we have your driver's license here.
You just doxed her. I'm joking, people, I'm joking.
We'll have it here in the back of the stage for you.
A lot of people.
And next up, we have Brian
I'm standing on somebody's
Dennison,
car.
a former Calgary
There's a lot of
police
people here.
officer.
I'm going down. I don't know. Okay, go for it.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
I'm going to get down. I don't know if that hitch is strong enough for 160 pounds of Viva. Hold on.
Awesome. Well done. Today I'm actually going to read something because half the time I forget what I'm going to say, so just bear with me. Our truckers are our Canadian heroes, and I think I speak for most Canadians when I say your sacrifice and bravery for standing up for our freedoms has shaken up a sleepy nation.
and a power-hungry government. Thank you so much. You have unified a nation and filled us with hope for our future. Okay, for those that don't know who I am, my name is Brian Dennison. I was 24 years on with the Calgary Police Service. I was hired by them because I have sound judgment, apparently.
He's on one of the islands, but I can't tell you.
But of course, it came down to my choice not to take the vaccine or go along with any of their other mandates that they had for me. I was a constable, an officer coach, an acting sergeant, and a hate crimes coordinator. I've worked with many honorable men and women within the Calgary Police Service, and I have several friends still there. On November 6th, I was suspended because I would not comply with them. Shortly after that, I released a video which I had made while sitting in my police car. And that video was meant for policemen to stand up for what they believe in and in their oath. It was a call to action for other policemen. And it was very hard to do because they ended up charging me with insubordination and discreditable conduct. And during that time I was still speaking up, and they served me with a cease and desist order because they didn't want me to speak anymore. So it came down to a choice of mine. Do I resign after 24 years so I can continue to speak up? Though I'm not a police officer anymore, but I served for 24 years, and I decided that enough was enough, and I was going to stand up and keep speaking. It's sad to say, but the Calgary Police Service that I joined 24 years ago is not the same one that I just resigned from. Today, the leadership of that organization is hell-bent on demonizing, segregating, and threatening the suspension of its police officers if they do not participate in a faulty testing program and vaccine program.
Everyone, the audio is good enough. You guys can hear what's going on. Let me know in the chat.
Other street cops that have received the vaccine, and they were slumped over the table in the lunchroom afterwards. What does that say?
Thank you, guys.
If any of you have experienced this treatment from law enforcement, I'm sorry. Please know, as a former police officer, I am for free speech. I am for peaceful protests. I am for people running their own businesses and staying open. I'm all for free of choice. You can pick what you want to do with your life and the vaccines that you take. Our Constitution protects all our rights and freedoms and choices. However, it seems to me that the federal and provincial governments do not understand or respect our Charter of Rights and Freedoms written into the Constitution of Canada that applies to all Canadians. Always remember, the Constitution is the supreme law of Canada. In saying that, it is extremely concerning that our Prime Minister continues to stoke the fire of hate and division with his reckless and dangerous comments towards Canadians. I cannot help but ask myself, are these words of a responsible, ethical leader?
No!
Are these words spoken by a leader with integrity and care for its citizens?
The answer is no, people.
My fingers are freezing. So please, vaccinated and unvaccinated, please do not allow his words to change the hearts for fellow Canadians. We are one family. A few weeks ago, I accepted an invitation to sit on the board of Taking Back Your Freedoms, which you've heard about already. And today I stand here to represent that. It is an honor that statesman Brian Peckford is our chairman of the board, the last living First Minister that helped negotiate and sign the Constitution of Canada and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. If anyone understands the Charter, it's this man. Another thing that people can keep doing is keep coming to rallies. The more people we have here, the better it is, the bigger statement that we can make to them. The last thing I want to say is, parents, I implore you, do not allow the government or the public schools to hijack your God-given right to medical choices for your children. Be brave and consistent. Do not allow and be courageous for the efforts that you are taking to protect your children. Now, I usually do this at the end of my talks. I'm not going to be talking to you. I'm going to be talking to all the policemen. I just want to speak to all Canadian law enforcement, both constable and executive leadership of each of them. Remember your oath. It is not good enough to say I'm just following orders. Historically, following orders never led to anything good. It didn't go well in the 1930s and the 1940s, and it's not going to go well now. So for every law enforcement, I want you to remember these words. They're your core values. Respect, honesty, compassion, courage, fairness, ethics, accountability, and integrity. If you are a police officer, ask yourself, do you act by these values, or are they just words on a page?
Keep the camera on. Hold on a second.
Thank you so much,
You can just,
Brian.
we're in between speakers. You can say hi to the world. You
Hey,
don't mind being on the
nope, absolutely not.
What brought you here, sir?
Thank you, Brian.
Freedom of choice, freedom of speech in this country. We can't live without it. We can't have a free society without free speech. Thank
It's
you very much,
really
sir.
important
Take
to
care.
have people like Brian on our side. More often, these days when we speak out, we're met with heavy intimidation and ridicule to back us into a corner. But it's important to continue to speak out. And up next we have the president of Stand Up Canada, which is an organization that helps arm all of us with the tools and the legal knowledge to stand up for our rights and to face that unlawful intimidation and to stand up to that ridicule and
This is what
serve
CTV
people with
is saying the
certain
protest looks
documents
like.
that she will certainly speak about. And I'd like
That
to
is not what
welcome
the protest
Paula
looks like.
Tucci from Stand Up Canada.
Nuts. That's not what the protest looks like, people. This is what the protest looks like.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Paula Tucci. I'm one of the founders of Stand Up Canada. We're a non-profit federal organization. We're volunteer run. We're here for you. This is our logo. This is exactly what we represent. This is the Canadian spirit. We are people helping people. And that's what Canadians are all about. I wanted to say, never before in the existence of us as a people, as a collective, have we ever needed to know our rights before in history? I want to tell you some of the things that Stand Up Canada has done for you, so we could have helped you with that. The first thing that we did was we would expose that all of those provincial and territorial declarations of emergency were fraudulent! They were all fraudulent. They didn't meet any of the criteria to meet to call a declaration of emergency. And every single measure that has come out from those declarations of emergency are unwarranted because they're all illegal.
I would have said illegitimate, not illegal. My own personal opinion.
I get a little riled up. We have been helping Canadians know from the very beginning what their rights are. And in fact, when we started protesting here on the corner over there, there was only 12 of us. And boy, are we ever happy to see all of you beautiful Canadians here today! We've let Canadians know how the COVID measures are violating their rights, violating their constitutional rights and their provincial rights. Including, we've let Canadians know your right to refuse mandatory vaccination. We've advised the businesses that they are at major risk, baby, for liability for enforcing all of these illegal measures on their employees and on their patrons.
We discussed this with Robert Barnes. Government and pharma might have immunity, but not necessarily businesses that force their employees to get vaccinated.
You're denied service because you can't wear a mask? Well, we have a legal challenge for that. It's our no mask, no entry, illegal business policy. It's for all Ontarians. We have helped unite over 3,000 beautiful healthcare workers under the United Healthcare Workers of Ontario. Stand up for their rights of medical privacy and choice. We wrote to all of the police in Ontario, including the 2 attorney generals, twice, and we asked them for the legitimate arrest of Doug Ford, our premier, for criminal code violation, section 122, breach of public trust of a public officer. But after today, I think we're going to have to change our name from Stand Up Canada to Canada Stood Up! Right. Listen, all of the legal rights that we've been talking about, we filled a void because most people cannot afford a lawyer. That's where we come in. The legal rights that we're talking about, the truth of it is that all of our rights, the legal rights are supposed to protect our God-given rights. Canada was founded on the supremacy of God, and we have God-given rights to work, to breathe, to associate, to love, to celebrate life and death with whomever we want, whenever we want. Freedom is our birthright. The government does not give us our freedoms, therefore they cannot take them away. I want to say this Freedom Convoy has unleashed the biggest outpouring in love from Canadians all over our beautiful country. We have been under attack for almost 2 years. We're not from any outside force or threat, but from our very own domestic governments and media who continue to censor the truth.
Yep.
This freedom movement has been so much more about the illegal mandates. It has captured the pain and suffering of all of us that nearly brought us to our knees. We bent, but we never broke. This freedom movement has just made Canadian history. And there were only 2 other times in Canada where Canadians were united for a single cause. The first was in 1980 when the young 18-year-old Terry Fox lost his life running across Canada for cancer awareness. God bless Terry.
Guys, please don't spam. I can't control right now, but don't spam, please.
The second was in 2010 with the running of the Olympic torch for the Winter Games in Vancouver, BC. And that slogan was, "Do you believe?" And now, 2022, we're making history again. In the bitter cold of our Canadian winter, we are uniting and we are fighting for our freedoms. There is something 100% magical that happens when there's a physical quest that spans across our great land. It ignites our hearts, and that's what this Freedom Convoy did. Thank you so much. The Freedom Convoy, by far, was the most personal and emotional for all of us. It gave Canadians hope for the first time in almost 2 years that these unlawful and cruel government policies that destroyed our businesses, our personal lives, and our country were coming to an end. But they were not coming to an end from our governments. They were coming to an end from the people. I think that's why our hearts are so overfilled with joy, because we have saved ourselves. And now, our unsung and our unknown heroes until now, our courageous and beautiful Canadian truckers have been the ones to do this, and we are so eternally grateful.
We got almost 8,000 lost. It was at the U.S. 12,000, the battery went dead, so it's...
The government may have tried to de-arm us back in May 2020 with the illegal gun mandate. Do you remember that? They tried to withdraw 9,500 guns to de-arm us. But you know what? They didn't take our trucks! That's called checkmate. Woo! I just want to close by saying we need to keep our feet on the accelerator. We need to not stop until all of these government mandates have been removed. We need to make sure that our truckers get back to delivering the food and supply chain of Canada so we can get our lives back. But we must be peaceful about this and unrelenting in our mandates and in our demands. So now, take off your masks. Open up your businesses without the mandates. Keep running this high vibration of love and unity. God bless our truckers. God bless you all. God bless Canada. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paula. Up next, we're going to hear from a civilian and an activist, Justin.
Hello, all you beautiful, freedom-loving people. First and foremost, I want to thank Bethan and the organizers here at this convoy to graciously let me have a few moments. Next, I'm going to say the most important thing I've ever said in my life. Mandatory, or forced or coerced medical intervention, which includes vaccination, violates every article of the Nuremberg Code and is considered a war crime under international law.
Hold on, sir. How you doing?
It wasn't okay when they did medical experiments on the Jews during World War II, and it's not okay to do medical experiments on our children now. My name is Justin Long, and I once had the honor of chasing Justin Trudeau out of the Labor Day Parade in Hamilton, September 9, 2019. All I had to do was question him on why so many of his close personal friends are convicted pedophiles. It was one of the proudest moments of my life until this weekend. I've also been out front, outside Doug Ford's house multiple times, calling him out for his crimes. I don't pick sides, I don't hold my punches, and I call it how I see it. I know that all politicians, no matter what side of the political spectrum they are on, are corrupt liars who do not care about us one bit. They have all sold us out. I know what one determined person with a voice and a megaphone can accomplish. Imagine what 500,000 truckers can accomplish when we stand united. We are the true North, strong and free, and you truckers have shown the world what that looks like. And you broke the Guinness World Record for longest truck convoy in human history in the process of doing so. This is what unity looks like, folks. I look around and I see people of all colors, all religions. I see vaccinated and unvaccinated people, Canadian patriots and American patriots, all standing together in solidarity for freedom. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. Trust me when I say this. Trust me when I say this, that the world is watching. You are truly inspiring. No, you are true heroes. And for the rest of the time, you will be remembered as such. And don't let anyone tell you any different. This day will be one for the history books, and I am honored to be a part of it. Witnessing firsthand the 10,000s of supporters across almost every overpass for hours on end in horrible weather conditions, waving their flags and cheering us on. The over $8 million that has been donated to our cause. The food and lodging that has been offered to you by caring people, most of which who have suffered greatly themselves for the past while, and still they are jumping at the chance to show their support.
Small fringe minority!
Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Hearing the thousands of kids calling through the public CB channels to show their love and support for the truckers. To the American truckers that are standing with us today, thank you also. And if you ever decide to pull this convoy over to your president next, you know that we are your Canadian brothers and sisters, and we would be honored to return the favor. Truck Trudeau and let's go Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon!
All these things have brought tears to my eyes on more than one occasion in the last few days. During the last 2 years, I can honestly say I was becoming depressed and jaded due to knowing that our civil liberties were being trampled and watching as it seemed nobody was doing anything about it. I've never been more proud to say that my grandfather and my mother are truckers themselves. I've never been more proud of Canada today. Words cannot express the gratitude I hold in my heart for what you are doing for everybody, what you are doing for our children. This is the line drawn in the sand, and we need to hold that line. Truckers, hold that line for the sake of our children's freedoms. Hold that line.
Hold the line!
Truckers, we will forever be grateful. Trudeau has stated that we are a fringe minority who do not share Canadian values and should not be tolerated. Well, Trudeau, to you I say this. It is you who is the fringe minority who does not share Canadian values and should not be tolerated as a Prime Minister, not one moment longer. Thank you everybody for your time. I have an extended version of the speech. I will say later, once all these events are wrapped up, I'll be at the center where the flame is. Once these events are done, I have an extended version if you want to hear it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Justin. Up next, we have another activist here from our crowd, and he goes by the name of The Joker.
Hey, where's the dog?
I couldn't
People are asking.
I couldn't bring the
People
dog.
are
Hello,
asking, where's the
beautiful
dog?
people
He
here
likes
in
you,
Ottawa,
he likes
all of
people
Canada,
that
He doesn't do
expanding
well with
world.
the
I gotta keep this short and sweet. I don't have a lot of time to speak. But if you guys heard about the individual who got his name on the ballot in the past elections here in Canada as the Joker, well, that's me. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I want to tell all of you how much this movement really means to me. So in my early 20s, when my eyes started to open to the corruption in the world in its entirety, I knew that something had to be done. And when I came to the realization that no one individual could beat the system by playing by the system's rules, I knew that I had to do something drastic to affect any positive change and bring about a better quality of life for everybody in this beautiful world. So I came up with the idea. Around the same time I started pursuing my dream, racing motorcycles. I saw a lot of other cool people with nicknames around me. Nicknames like the Shaker, the Reaper, things of the sort, as we lay there passionately, flirting with the edge, risking our lives, if you will. And so I thought, what better opportunity to take on a persona that not only fits my character, but will allow me to help affect this positive change in the world. And the reason why the Joker felt like the perfect persona to me to play a supervillain was because, by large today, politicians, they're parading around as these good guys, and they're making false promises to all of you. So really, they're bad guys. They're bad guys parading around as good guys. And I thought, how could I affect any change by being the same as them? So I thought, I'm going to parade around as the bad guy. I'm going to be the Joker, and this is going to affect enough, it's going to captivate the attention of the world to see that I'm really a good guy. And the way I was going to show them that I truly cared was I planned to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast, Terry Fox style. I was going to do it on a bicycle, and I was going to stop in all the major cities along the way, and I was going to preach to all of you beautiful people the truth, the message, and I was going to try and bring you back in unity in the name of God. And so, what this movement truly means to me is these truckers have made my dream come true, and so have all of you. And so I want to give you the utmost thanks from the bottom of my heart.
Where's Doug Ford?
And I just want to end with a chant that I've made for all of us. It's pretty simple. So you're going to start, you're going to say freedom, and then you're going to say now. So what do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! Thank you all. I love you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'd just like to announce that we found somebody's driver's license once again. Her name is Robin Hope, an Alberta driver's license. That's Robin Hope. Robin, we have your license by the side of the stage. Up next, we have another fantastic medical expert, Byram Brittle, who is a viral immunologist, here to shed some light.
Hello everybody, I'm really glad to be here today. I wasn't actually sure if I wanted to bring the Canadian flag and wear the Canadian jersey, because I waffle between being embarrassed to be a Canadian, but I'll tell you, among this crowd right now, I'm finally proud for the first time in 2 years to be Canadian. So I just want you to know who I am. So I'm Byram Bridle. I'm an associate professor of viral immunology at the University of Guelph. I'm the vaccinologist that Justin Trudeau calls an anti-vaxxer. And I'm a scientist who Justin Trudeau says doesn't know how to follow the science. But I've been following the science. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about it. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to equip you with some of the knowledge that you need to be confident that what you're doing here today is right and just, and the science is completely on your side. So before I do that, I just want to acknowledge my wife is here with me today, which I really appreciate. She's been the rock solid foundation for our family. This affects all of us, and we all know how much it affects our families. It's actually her birthday today, and but she wanted to be here to support you. And then I also want to introduce somebody special, very special to us. I have one older son who's at home. He's thrilled to have the house to himself for a few days. But we have another son, and this is him here, and he's going to let you know what his name is.
My name is Alpha.
Yeah, so this is Johnny Bridle. And I want you to know that our son Johnny, he's got a superpower, and he's going to tell you what his superpower is.
It's Desert Worm. I got my muscles big.
All right, so you're going to hear that he has Down syndrome. And the reason why I bring this up is we had an interesting thing occur. 2 days ago, we went and spoke near Toronto. And on our way, we stopped by Tim Hortons. And the reason why we stopped by Tim Hortons is because they were selling what are called Choose to Include donuts. And these donuts were to promote inclusion. And they were to represent and honor and show respect towards people who have different abilities and special needs. And so I got those donuts to celebrate with my son because I love him. And I'm proud of him. But what I want to tell you is this highlighted everything that's wrong right now in Canada. Because as we purchased those inclusion donuts at Tim Hortons, we were buying them from a restaurant that was segregating us. And we were buying this, all the proceeds were going towards Special Olympics Ontario. I've had nothing but the utmost respect my whole life for Special Olympics Ontario. And I support everybody with special needs. However, they're segregating us as well. Johnny is no longer allowed to do a Special Olympics basketball.
or his Special Olympics soccer. I can't coach the hockey team in our city that has children with special needs, and one of their star players can't play on the team. So I bought the donut under a bit of protest. Again, I support people with special needs. And the other thing I want to let you know is children with special needs are being used, especially right now, for fear-mongering and trying to get the vaccine in the arms of all kinds of children. They're saying that individuals, for example, with Down syndrome are at incredibly high risk. Children, all children, and all adults are not at high risk, and I'm going to tell you why, especially when it comes to Omicron. But they have to stop this fear-mongering. You may have seen a commercial on television at the end of it when they're promoting the vaccination of children. What they do is they show a boy with Down syndrome, and they're doing that on purpose because this is a population, and they're trying to take advantage of that population to make other parents feel forced to vaccinate their kids. Even kids with Down syndrome are not at high risk from this COVID-19, okay? I want you to understand that. Now, I've been sharing my concerns for 2 years now about the science as I've seen it evolving. And I have to tell you, I really appreciate it because 3 days ago, I stood on one of the bridges for 6 hours to watch the truckers go by, and it was the first time in 2 years that I felt real hope. And so I want all the truckers to know it's going to be a tough call here. It's going to be a hard fight. And we need you to stick with it. All of Canada needs to stick with it. Not everything has been terrible. The last 2 years have been pretty bad. But for me, there's actually a few good things. I have learned who my real friends are. And I've learned what colleagues I can actually lean on. And I've been able to spend more time with my family and my kids. Now, because of this, I now have a new but massively expanded network of colleagues around the world, and I want you to know many of them have contacted me, and they wanted me to let you know today that their hope rests with you, especially the Australians and those in New Zealand. Woo! We were all formerly great Commonwealth democracies. And they're looking to us. Everybody feels that this is the first time we actually have some kind of movement with teeth to it. And so we need to win this battle, and it's not just for Canadians. I want you to know it's for the world. Countries around the world are looking right now at you to see what happens. Now, if you haven't heard, it was announced about a couple of hours ago that our Prime Minister has now tested positive for COVID-19. So I just want to reiterate that. Our triple-vaxxed Prime Minister...
I don't know how well anyone's going to hear, but who are you? My name's Adam. I've lived in Ottawa my entire life, and it's been absolutely unreal to see, all right, fringe minority being
trying to tell you,
and then seeing this
he
massive
released that
crowd.
information
I was here Saturday night, I was here all Sunday, just got off work to come here, and
now wants you to believe
to you, of course.
that the booster is going to keep you from dying. If you don't, you're going to die. That is scientific garbage, and again, I'm going to tell you why in a moment. But don't listen to him. You can't forget the fact that he told you about the one-dose summer and how incredibly protective one dose was. And then 2 doses was incredibly protective, and he told you that it stopped transmission and that it prevented disease. Now he's left with saying maybe it'll blunt the disease a wee little bit. How much longer are we going to keep following this crazy narrative? Okay, so now I want to get a little bit into the science. So again, our Prime Minister Trudeau has told the scientists and the physicians across the country that we don't know how to follow the science. Well, when the AstraZeneca vaccine program was announced, I had 2 senior immunology colleagues that joined me in writing an open letter to Canada, directed at Health Canada, saying, please do not use the AstraZeneca vaccine. There are 10 European countries who are investigating the possibility of serious blood clots. And they did it anyways, and I was told that I was providing disinformation. 3 months later, they shut the program down. And then I was recorded on a radio show, 7-minute radio show with Alice Pearson. Bless her heart, she was doing her job, she was willing to ask tough questions. And she asked me if there's the possibility that the mRNA vaccines might be linked to heart problems in young people. And I said yes, and I said why I thought it might be. And I have been beat down incessantly ever since, even though Public Health Ontario now has shut down the Moderna program for males under 30 because it causes too much damage to their hearts. And then somehow they tell us that the Pfizer vaccine is fine. And they tell us publicly it has a 1 in 28,000 chance of causing heart inflammation in young people. That is a vast underestimate. But what they are expecting you to do is forget that they told you with the AstraZeneca vaccine that a 1 in 55,000 chance of causing a serious medical condition was too dangerous for the adults. But now they're telling us that you can have twice a common occurrence, it being twice as common, a serious issue in young people, and somehow now that's safe. It's ridiculous. And so the only reason why, I had people email me all over when that happened several months later, and now it's on all the labels for all the vaccines about the possibility of heart inflammation. And people said, how did you know? How are you able to predict this? I don't look into a crystal ball. If you actually follow the science, you can see where that path is going to lead to. And so as the scientists, we've been trying to prevent this harm well in advance, but our government is stopping it. Now I want everybody to know, I respect everybody who's been vaccinated and everybody who doesn't want to get the vaccine. If you want to get the vaccine, great. And for those of you who have, I don't hold anything whatsoever against you. You should be able to trust our physicians. You should be able to trust our public health officials. Anybody who got vaccinated and regrets it, don't blame yourself. You did nothing wrong. In fact, you did what you thought was right at the time. So now I want to tell you something. This is very important, so listen up. Because what I'm going to share with you is cutting edge data, and this data comes from Public Health Ontario, directly from our public health officials that are giving you this narrative. Their own data. You can look this up on the Public Health Ontario website.
It's going to say 1 in 10,000.
So first of all, it's important to understand, they told us this was a pandemic of the unvaccinated. You know why? Because they argued that cases of COVID-19 were occurring disproportionately among the unvaccinated. And you know why? It's because they were testing primarily the unvaccinated. Most of you know this. If anybody had a vaccine exemption and was allowed into school or work, you had to test. Usually about 3 times a week. Some people up to 5 times a week. Guess what? If you have a disease that can occur in 2 groups of people, and you look primarily in one group of people, guess what? You're going to find the problem more often in that one group of people. That's why it appeared to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
You drove
But
in from
guess
Long
what?
Bay.
So
Yes, I did.
understand that with that bias, in the way they're collecting this data, their current data show that as of December 24th, on Christmas Eve, the lines crossed over on these cases. And the cases, even though it is biased, it clearly shows that COVID-19 is being diagnosed disproportionately among the double vaccinated. That's a fact. Up to 30 to 40% more cases among the double vaccinated than the unvaccinated. And that's accounting for the differences in the population sizes. And so they tell you this is going to help prevent hospitalizations and death. And they tell you that our ICUs are being overloaded. And that's still why you need to be vaccinated. 75% of the people over the last month that have been hospitalized are vaccinated. 75%. And also over 50% of people that have been admitted into the ICU have been vaccinated. And the other thing that's important, so they'll still argue, well, in the ICU, when you account for the differences in the 2 populations, it's still disproportionately occurring among the unvaccinated. But get this, they just had to admit almost 50% of all cases in our hospitals are not there because of COVID-19. And I'm not even going to go with what they say. They wanted to tell you that they're there with COVID-19. No, almost 50% of the people are there with positive test results for SARS-CoV-2. Positive test results, not because of COVID-19. They've been lying to us all along. Almost half of the cases right now, and guess what? They will not break that down by vaccination status. And that's a yellow flag. So I wonder how many of those in the ICU. might actually be people, and for those among the unvaccinated, or how many of those are there just with a positive test result instead of because of COVID-19. And the other thing I want you to know, this is cutting edge data, it's their own data. Not one day in the last 2 years in Ontario has the ICU capacity in this province been reached. It has never been reached, not on one day. Their own data shows that. And the other thing you need to understand, not on one single day have the people who have been in the hospital, not on one single day has more than half of those people been there because of COVID or just simply with a positive test result. It has always been a minority of the people. And to prove that, if you aren't reaching your capacity, that's wasted cost, that's wasted space. And what they haven't told you, they've actually reduced the ICU bed capacity in Ontario over the past several months. So you need to understand, our ICUs have never been bursting. They have never been at capacity. They're lying about that as well. Their own data shows that they're lying about all these things. Their own data does not meet the narrative whatsoever. The other thing is, when you look at the Canadian data and Ontario data in particular, I'm going to focus on that because that's where we are right now. It shows a complete uncoupling of cases with severe outcomes. Okay? So as we have had progressively record-shattering waves of COVID-19 cases, we have had progressively less and less hospitalizations and deaths. There's been a complete uncoupling. And I want you to understand this is typical for a virus. Think about it. If an organism is going to survive, it doesn't want to kill the host. If it kills the host, it's going to go extinct. So this virus is doing what a virus is supposed to do. You know what it's doing? It's becoming quite contagious. Contagious doesn't mean dangerous. Don't be afraid of something because it's contagious. The common cold is highly contagious. That's what a virus wants. If it can spread among people, then it's going to have a lot more hosts to live in. And it's also going to be progressively less dangerous. Because again, if it kills the host, it's going to go extinct. And this is where we're at. The Omicron variant is that virus. It is like a cold now. It is no worse than a bad cold for the vast majority of people. Remember, even the common cold can be dangerous and life-threatening for the frail elderly and for those who are immunosuppressed, the same high-risk demographic. The flu is much more serious now than the Omicron variant. All right, it's time to focus our attention on the fact that there are other infectious agents out there and there are other diseases that are affecting us to a much greater degree than the Omicron variant ever will. Okay, so this is important. So I want you to know, I have spent lots and lots of time asking people to get up and be willing to talk openly about the science in front of the public so that you can evaluate for yourself whether people like me are lying to you. And nobody, this is telling, not one person has been willing to discuss the science or debate it ever. Not one person. We haven't been able to get anybody to talk openly about the science. The last time I was in Ottawa, I spoke in those Parliament buildings. MP Derek Sloan, bless his heart, had a few of us here, and we were in the Parliament building for a press conference. The press conference was to express concerns about for the first time in Canada, there was massive censorship of physicians and scientists. And it was the most censored press conference in the history of this country. Although despite that, it also ended up being the most viewed video in history coming from the Parliament building. What I want to tell you, there's one place I've learned where the experts cannot hide, where the experts that are pushing this mandate cannot hide. And where they can't hide is in court. They cannot hide in court. And the reason is when we go into court as expert witnesses, if they don't step forward with their expert witnesses on the other side, there's only going to be evidence on our side. And I want you to know that I've been in a number of court cases, and so I've been up against a number of expert witnesses, including recently, and I'm going to say his name because I don't care. Recently I went toe-to-toe with Dr. Peter Uni, who's the head of the Ontario Science Table. And I'm going to tell you, his report was so awful. I've never seen such a terrible, crappy piece of science in my whole life. And I'm also going to tell you, I'll be honest, Peter Uni, he is definitely an expert epidemiologist. There's no question. And he also, I can guarantee, he has no expertise in virology and immunology and vaccinology, and he should not be making any decisions about vaccines and how you should be using them. And so I want to say, and this has been universal, in all the court cases I've been in, a mountain of science on our side, a molehill of science on their side. And every court case so far, the decision has not been made based on the evidence. They refuse to make the decision based on the evidence, because if they do it based on the weight of the evidence, they have no chance of winning. No chance. And so every case so far, they've been finding a loophole. But I'm telling you with confidence, if we can find a judge that's willing to make a decision based on the weight of the evidence, we will win hands down and easily.
That's what hiding in court is, though. That's
wanted them to be Theresa Tam. Bring them up here in front of the Canadians. I'm the vaccinologist that you've called an anti-vaxxer. And I'm the scientist that you says does not follow the science, even though I've been able to predict the danger of these vaccines at every turn. So you bring your medical professionals, your scientific advisors, bring them up here and let Canadians decide whether we do or do not know what we're talking about. I want to say, the only excuse that I've heard for not doing this is that people don't want to give us a platform and allow us to promote our misinformation to Canadians. Well, guess what, Prime Minister Trudeau? You're hiding. I'm on your front porch. I have your platform. If you want to shut this movement down, you come up here and you prove that we don't know what we're talking about. And I want to end with something. I'm actually quite embarrassed often. I don't like being in front of people. One of the things I have is Tourette syndrome. And it makes it so I don't like being up in front of people usually. I like the quiet life that I had 2 years ago. And a lot of people tell me that I'm some kind of hero. And I'm not. I want to tell you something. I'm just doing my job. And this is important. I'm what's called a public servant. And you need to understand this, the concept, because people have forgotten about this. Our leaders have forgotten about this. You paid. You may not realize this, but as I went through university, the taxpayers subsidized 70% of the cost of education in Canada. You paid for 70% of my education. You paid most of the operating expenses for my academic institution, for my university, and you also pay for most of my salary. You have paid me to become deeply educated in the fields that I'm an expert in. And you pay for me to speak the truth to you. Uninhibited truth. That's why you paid me to do that. And that's all I've been doing. And what I want you to know, what I want, again, to the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, this is important for you to understand. I am thankful that there's only one thing that you and I have in common, and it's that we are public servants. And thank goodness that's the only thing we have in common. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, I want to ask you, what is your definition of servitude? Because you are an elitist, and you think that you can command everything that these people do. You are a public servant. These people here are the VIPs. You need to reverse your philosophy and get it correct. And I'm just going to say one last thing here. Probably all noticed.
All right, people, I just put the mic in. Let's see if this is any better. Sorry, guys.
Get up. and talk as this pandemic has gone on. They continually contradict themselves over and over and over again. It's hard to keep track of all the lies. They have flip-flopped so much on so many of the issues that I can't keep track
I think
of
there was
anymore,
dust in the mic. Sorry, guys.
nothing makes sense anymore. One of the reasons why I can get up here and I can talk off the cuff, I never worry about what I said before. I never worry about whether I say now matches what I said before, because this is what I want you to understand. The truth does not contradict itself. So thank you, everybody. I've been in this fight for 2 years now, and like I said, for the first time in 2 years, I actually feel hopeful. God bless you.
All right, they're going to do a photo, but we want to get the crowd to tell Trudeau, who did just a despicable press conference, meet with us. Meet with us. Meet with us. Meet with us. Meet with us, Trudeau. Meet with us. Meet with us, Trudeau. Meet with us. Meet with us, Trudeau. Meet with us. Yeah. Meet with us. Meet with us. Meet with us. Oh, you guys are amazing. All right, here we go, Madagny.
Can I ask you to do one thing?
Thank you very much. I just want to say that I am so proud and so honored to be here on stage with so many qualified experts here to share their knowledge, their unfiltered truth with us. And I am so proud to be here in such a diverse and unified crowd. Thank you, Canada! Now, our next speaker surely doesn't need an introduction. She is a professor of ethics who is no longer, unfortunately, welcome to teach in our institutions of higher learning due to these vax policies. We've got Dr. All right, I'm sorry. So we're going to hold off and save the best for later. And right now we've got another fantastic speaker who is making their way up to the stage. And
Chat, let me know how the audio
Arnold
is now.
Pearson, who's taking the time out of a very, very tight and busy schedule to hop on stage with us real quick and share his story. Thank you, Arnold.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hello, Canada! My name is Arnold Pearson. I'm a member of Parliament from up in northern Alberta. Who's from Alberta? I met this morning with a bunch of folks that drove from my riding all the way here to Ottawa, and I was welcoming them here. And I just wanted to remind them, and I want to remind all of you, a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian! I want to thank the truck rally for bringing us all together. I see the images from across Canada, the folks lining up in -30 on the side roads to welcome you across Canada, and I want to thank the truckers for bringing us all together. I don't have much more to say. I just want to say let's all work together, and together we'll end these mandates. Get our freedom back. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so up next we have the amazing Dr. Julie Panesi. Thank you.
When I say a long while, I suppose I mean
The right to life, liberty, security of the person, the right to equality before the law and the protection of the law, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly and association, freedom of the press.
Streaming in line
In
now, so everybody can see what's going on.
1957, John D. Baker said these basic freedoms, which became part of our Bill of Rights 3 years later, must become entrenched in law so they cannot be threatened by the state. Today, these freedoms are not just threatened, they've been taken from us. And they're in danger of being lost forever. In a single year, liberal democracy in Canada has been obliterated by the son of the man who embedded these fundamental freedoms into our Constitution. We have for 2 years endured a pandemic of coercion and compliance. We have ground our healthcare system, our political institutions, and our economy to a halt in order to prevent the spread of a virus for which we have all along had safe, effective treatments. Instead, we've been force-fed a doomed-to-fail, vaccinate the world escape plan that never should have been approved in the first place. For 2 years, you, our governments, fueled by the media, have demeaned us, mocked us, canceled and ignored us. We have tried to engage in discussions about the medical, legal, and ethical aspects of the pandemic response, and you just called us names. You have taken our jobs, drained our savings accounts, tried our friendships, and broken our families, and extinguished our children's hope for the future. You have stripped doctors of their licenses, police of their badges, and teachers of their classroom privileges. You have called us fringe, uneducated, scientifically illiterate, and morally bankrupt. You have said you have no sympathy for the unvaccinated, that they don't deserve medical care, that they don't deserve a voice in society or a place in democracy. You have nurtured the seeds of distrust and fanned the flames of hatred between us. But perhaps worst of all, we have allowed you to do it. We have allowed you to break our trust in each other and our confidence in our ability to think for ourselves. And now you hide and run when the truth is on your doorstep. How did we get here? Big Pharma? Probably. Sell out mainstream media? Absolutely. Abuses of power by tech giants and career politicians? Almost certainly. But our true moral failure is that we did this to ourselves. We allowed it, and some of us embraced it. We forgot that for a while, freedom needs to be lived every day, and that some days we need to fight for it. We forgot that, as Premier Brian Peckford said, even in the best of times, we are only a heartbeat away from tyranny. But we are waking up, and we won't be so easily seduced or coerced again. To our governments, the cracks are showing, the dam is breaking, the facts are not on your side. You can't keep this up any longer. The pandemic is over. You are our servants. We are not your subjects. You have tried to mold us into hateful, terrified, demoralized people. But you underestimated the challenge. We aren't so easily broken. Our strength comes from the bonds of family and friendship, of history, of our home and native land. You didn't realize the strength of our doctors and nurses on the front line in Alberta.
and provincial police officers. The ferocity of a mother fighting for her child. And my goodness, the truckers who rolled courage into Ottawa on 18 wheels times tens of thousands of trucks. To the families of those who have lost children, your tears will be a stain on our country forever. But you can rest now. You have done enough. You have lost enough. It's time for us, your fellow citizens, to take up this battle for you. To the truckers who drove across Canada to stand up for all of us, to fight for all of our freedoms. You are electrifying this moment in history. And you are awakening a passion and a love for this country we thought we had lost forever. Driving from all corners of this country, from Prince Rupert to Charlottetown, on icy roads, past waving flags, under crowded overpasses, you are taking all the brokenness, all the hate, all the division, and weaving us back together again. In one simple, united, powerful action, you are the leaders we so desperately need. You are giving grandmothers who have been isolated and abandoned a reason to smile again. You are giving those who lost their livelihoods a reason to hope again. You are giving the families who lost their loved ones a reason to believe in justice again. You have made our Constitution sing again. You are
People, I may have to pull the mic and put back the battery pack. I've been following you for a while. Amazing, thank you very much. It's been a member of your Lotus music? Yeah, that's excuse me. Sorry. Okay, let's see if that. Hey people, going back. We got to go back to the other audio. Yeah. Now I blew in the mic, so hopefully it's going to be better now.
Can you hear me? Hi. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Okay, tell me if the audio is better. I need to charge the phone, otherwise it's going to go dead. No,
I've been making some videos for, I'm originally from Hungary, and I'm making like on Facebook and everything, so people see some Hungary food all over the world.
You are reminding us that we will never allow our governments to terrorize us, segregate us, and break us again. That we just need to stand up and take back what belonged to us all along. The last 2 years will be remembered by our children as the most catastrophic moral failure of our generation. But I believe they will also be remembered as the time that woke a sleeping giant. And that giant
is truth.
I think it's worth it.
And the thing about truth is it's buoyant. It's lighter than the lies and deception, and it always rises to the top. To everyone here today, I know what it...
Oh!
Cut the second. We gotta cut that.
The donut guy's cutting the feed people.
Today,
I'm joking.
I know what it is to feel small and insignificant and powerless. The words and actions of one person might not feel like they can do very much. But when we band together, all of our small voices together roar like a convoy. The strength of all of us together is unstoppable. Our freedom already belongs to us, but we need to remember that sometimes we have to fight for it if we want to keep it. We will never, ever stop fighting for freedom. For our children.
So you can't hear her, guys, when she points the bullhorn in the other direction.
We are the true north, strong and free, and we will be free again.
She just said, we are the true north, strong and free, and we will be free again.
Woo! And I suspect now they're going to have to end the speeches.
Yep, words. They don't need a mic for this, people.
Freedom! 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 Freedom!
Is it working? Yes. Listen. Hutchinson and myself.
Now there's some definite. Okay.
I might pause this here for Donut guy only has 2 donuts left, people.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear him now. Okay.
Okay, Hutchinson and me are getting another round for 1 minute each. And I wanted to tie up some issues here quickly. Look, in the beginning, they told us, give us 2 weeks. 2 weeks to bend the curve. We as Canadians and Americans gave them 2 years. They took 2 years of our time. And we gave them billions of dollars. Billions of our taxpayers' money. They took it. And now they're talking about possible freedover again. So we need to ask Prime Minister Trudeau, what did you do with the money? Which MP, which MPP, which hospital took the money? We need to ask them this because they had 2 years to bend the curve. We don't need to do anything anymore. As a population, we did our part. This is over, as Julie said. The pandemic is over. Omicron tells you this. It is done. We need to declare this over and move on. And I wanted to end with one statement. This is to the Canadian people, and this is to the American people. Right now, the truckers need you. The truckers can take this home, and they can win this. They can do this for us. But they need the Canadian people to hold.
Saying the truckers need Canadian people.
They need us to stand behind them. If the Canadian population can hold firm, the truckers will stand and will win this for us. So I'm calling on the Canadian people, please stand behind the truckers. We need them to win this battle.
Okay, I'm not going to say very much. I'm going to say this. Look up. The sky is blue. sun will rise tomorrow. We are going to win this night, and life is going to go on to a time that you can remember. I call it the time of BC, before COVID. Remember that? When you could eat in a restaurant, when you could go on a plane, whatever. Your kids were free. Everyone was free. That time's coming back. Keep the faith. The time is coming back. And you are going to do what makes it happen. Because you are going to be the radio. The radio. You're going to tell everyone what you've heard today. The truth. The truth. The truth. And I'm going to say finally one last thing. And I want you to repeat after me. And then it resounds in your ears forever. The word is enough! Remember this day. Thank you.
All right, we got our microphone back. Woo!
They don't got the mic back.
All right, guys. Let's take a break and sing our national anthem. That's why we're here today. Oh, Canada.
Okay, the microphone is not working, peeps. So they're gonna probably want to abandon that and take a break. And I need to find a restroom. Holy cows. There's a drone flying right between the two people there. I don't know if you can see the drone. Looks like the Spark or maybe the new one. I could use a cup of coffee as well. So maybe Tim Hortons.
Something that happened. I have no voice left. You're blood. You can't do it. You need a mic, can't do it. I understand. We might just have to fix our technical problem and get back. So everybody go have a...
Alright, we're going to go. We're going to find a washroom.
It was nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I think at this point they should probably put things on hold and
They're doing an intermission right now.
Okay, good. It was nice to meet you.
Likewise, honestly, thank you so much for what you do. You're like the same face. You're like the same face for this.
Well, I'm going a little crazy
Yeah,
as everybody else here.
Yeah, but we all are. But thank you for standing by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Nice. I don't know what to get over here.
I just got to get a better angle in our selfie.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go like that.
There we go.
Nice to meet you.
It's so cold out here.
Oh, they got now the mic was up.
Fine.
Oh no. Okay, over here.
There you go. Merci.
Now toi tu viens d'où?
Hein?
Est-ce que tu viens de Montréal?
Non, Gatineau, Abitibi.
Ok, cool.
Et je te suis avant de May the Force with me. La fille de 19 ans en Alberta.
Oui.
Je te suis 2-3 mois avant ça.
All right. Incroyable.
Mais depuis que tu vas voir tout ça,
c'est devenu quelque chose. C'est incroyable.
C'est correct. Fier de toi.
Have a good one.
J'ai fait 7 km à pied pour venir te voir. J'ai dit, j'ai suivi les 2 derniers jours. J'ai dit, Viva est ici, il faut le vienne.
Ah, t'arrives pas. Peut-être que je vais revenir, mais au moins c'est une bonne chose. I'm going to rotate the camera with my nose. Hold on. There. I just rotated. Yes, sir. You don't mind being on the interwebs?
No, I'm on the interwebs all the time.
Well, you're on it right now, sir. What do you think of that?
Oh, that was great. So I'm like you. I was a BBC candidate.
All right.
From several agencies.
Very nice.
So you can find me. I'm on TikTok. You can find me at Canada.Libra.
Canada.Libra. L-I-B-R-A.
L-I-B-R-E. Canada.Libra. That's my main account. My backup is free.canada.Libra. Tons of content on it.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, this was good.
This was amazing.
I'm going to walk. I might put the stream to an end and go warm up. Nice to meet you. Okay, so people, that was it. I don't know how much more we can hope to see. We were on our way back to the war monument. My feet are so cold, I can't feel my heels. Oh, the mic is back on now. The mic is going in and out. Okay. Those are the speeches, people. Is the audio okay if I have it on reverse clip? Let me see what's going on in the audio. Excellent. Good. Okay. Well, now don't be offended. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk myself. I'm stuck down this morning. See you soon. I need to find a quiet spot, if you guys know what I mean. But let's go just see. Oh, so apparently a protest. This is the main section right here. You've seen everything in real time. I can't feel the heels of my feet. Yeah, it's like I'm walking on a numb foot. Let me see if I can read some of the chats and see what's going on in here. Can you buy watch? You know what? I was looking at that alleyway, but I don't think I'm going to get in there. Oh man. So this is it, people. I'll wind the stream up a little bit. Maybe every time I say stream, I have to go to the bathroom even more. So no, we're going to end this at the War Monument where we started, and then if anything happens, I'll come back and stream live. Let's see if anybody can, if I can see any questions that I can answer. If the chat's going too fast. There's a lot of people here for a Monday. Let's see if the mic is working. How's it going, guys? Sorry. Don't worry.
We're watching you stream,
Yes. How you doing? I'd come down streaming. What do you guys want to say? You're live right now on the internet. I come from Flanders. Which part? Central Global Town. We want to get a road trip from Montreal to St. John Friday. Landed in Port au Basque, and then we went from St. John back to Port au Basque. That's a long drive. Crazy. No, Newfoundlanders, we're watching you. We love what you do. Stand up. This is not an advertisement. I want you flew in for the protest. You live here. We drove. Okay, guys, Newfoundland, for anybody who doesn't understand, it's an island. You have to ferry, I think, to get onto the mainland. It's an 8-hour ferry ride. 8-hour ferry ride, and then from North Sydney to here, it's probably 15 hours. That's a lot. And how are you guys? Can everyone hear on the internet? You're gonna have to speak loud.
One of the most beautiful things that I witnessed on this trip along the drive from Newfoundland to Ontario was the love and hope of the Canadian people and what Trudeau provided, truckers united, and the message is beautiful. And we need to keep the momentum going stronger and bigger and bolder, and we can beat this.
We have to get our freedom back and taken away. 2 years ago, people were saying, we got our freedom. No, we lost it 2 years ago. We lost our freedom. We need freedom of choice, freedom of religion, freedom of everything. Thank you, truckers. Yeah, absolutely. Truckers. Absolutely. Go for it. Now you're all going to see a selfie in real time, people. The trucks are getting noisier. I wasn't looking at the wrong camera. Hold on, I wasn't looking at that camera. I'm an idiot.
Thank you so much.
Sam. Sorry, I have my gloves on my hands. It's too darn cold. Thank you so much. Now, where are you from? I'm here in Ottawa. Have you seen anything like this ever in your life?
Never! Not once! I'm not in the world! This is the time to stand up and be counted! We can do this! Here's my card.
Okay, you stick it in my pocket.
Okay.
I have no hands, and I'm so darn cold.
Thank you so much!
Thank you so much! My pleasure. Just be men.
We got more.
Okay. People are happy. That is. Funny is funny, people.
This is the biggest opportunity in our history to come together to put aside our religious and political views for the greater good of the world. Using love and positivity. We can all thank President Trudeau for bringing us all
Sir!
I've seen every single episode, my friend.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I should have said we're live on the internet right now.
Hey, Max, it's Jake. I did pictures of Maxine years ago, and with him and Julie Kiard, all those pictures are mine. We get along well. He forgave me. I was like, hey, it's a beautiful woman. I can't resist from getting a picture of Julie here, and so I totally support this 100%.
It's wonderful. I didn't see all the people. There's like a whole backdrop of people here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think you have pretty much the fringe that's kind of left here right now, but
it's a Monday afternoon.
Exactly.
Most people have to.
But I'm sick of the fact that Parliament's sitting. Everybody should be here, and the Conservatives need to step up. They haven't been doing their job properly. The Conservatives should be here. You guys all know me. Get your butts back in that House of Commons, or at least come out here and let people explain themselves to you, because you're not doing your job. And if you don't do your job, we're going to replace you. And trust me, I'm the guy. I did a lot of Andrew Scheer's the headshots for the 2019 election. I set up all that. 2005, I did Harper's, all of Harper's candidate photos. And until Jason Ransom took over, great guy, by the way. But I'll tell you right now, I've been knee-deep in this, and they're not doing their jobs. These are your core constituents. This is the working man down here, and the working man needs to be represented, and they're not representing us.
Amazing.
All right,
thank you. See you on the internet. All right, that's a lot of. So this is the shot that they're showing. There's a French bulldog. Sorry. Yes, sir. Let me see that dog. 2 questions. Is the dog friendly, and can the dog be on the internet? Doggy, get over here. Come on. No. Look at this little salad. Yeah, French bulldogs. I will always stop. That dog doesn't. Okay, well, the dog doesn't want to see me. Damn it. Never been so insulted. I'm joking. Okay, so the dog didn't want to say hi. Also, my brother is texting me, Dan, if you're watching, someone gave me battery packs so I can pretty much go for a while. This is it. Thank you. All right. So, I'm going to walk back to the war memorial and see what's going on. Sir, how you doing? Oh, that's me. I know that guy. What's up, man? Yeah. You did God's work. Thank you very much. Which video is that? Right now. Oh, I see. I was looking for you. I'm watching me stream in real time. Where'd you come in from? Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Sorry, my brother and I wanted to see you really bad.
Okay, you're on the internet right now as we speak.
No.
Who you are?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you from? Did you come in with the convoy?
I met up with them on Friday.
Say it again?
I met up with them on Friday.
Amazing.
Yeah. Never live streamed before today.
Well, let's say
before Saturday.
You have several thousand people watching you. What do you want to say to the world?
I don't know. It's beautiful here. It's been amazing. Just super friendly people everywhere.
I haven't seen one bad thing. No. Not one bad thing, and not everyone has been beautiful.
Yeah. It's been great. Thanks for, I love watching stuff even in BC. So
amazing. Thanks. Nice to meet you. Here we go, look at this. I lost my lens cap, so if anybody sees my lens cap, this is about a 56mm Nikon lens cap. I'm joking.
I also was wanting to on my back as I stand. I kid you not, like my life feels like a movie right now, man.
Sir!
Lovely to see you.
How you doing?
I love your videos.
Thank you. You're on the internet. You don't mind being on the internet? No. Are you here with the convoy? The Quebec side is even more intense than the Ontario.
That's right.
So did you see the convoy in Quebec?
Yeah, we're from like Buckingham. I'm not sure if you know the area, but as soon as we got on the Highway 50, the first overpass, there was 100 people on there. That was yesterday for Saturday. So yeah. I hope this goes on and on, man.
It's phenomenal. And apparently from what the chat is saying in the world, apparently Trudeau is in BC.
Yeah,
well, he took part of it there in South Carolina.
Nice to meet you. Super happy to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a day trip. I'm going back in a few hours. Sure.
Huge fan. This is going to be my first selfie ever.
Better than a selfie. Where are you in from?
I'm from Ottawa.
Ottawa? Amazing.
Never seen anything like this. I haven't been this proud to be Canadian in decades.
What did you do in the army?
Thank you very much. If there wasn't voices out there that were making sense,
Trust me, don't worry about it. Oh, the guy said this is as much hope as I've seen in. What brought you here?
I'm here to support the truckers and these mandates. It's been 2 years too long. I think everyone's fed up. We want to get our lives back.
They cannot give us back our 2 years, but it's been wonderful. You have a GoPro on you somewhere?
I do.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah.
All the time.
All right, nice. I'm walking back to the War Memorial now. I'm going to see what's going on there. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. So, let's do this. Everybody, the horns just stopped, so you can say.
I just love this guy.
What brought you here, and where are you in from?
Peterborough, Ontario. And brought him just because it's crazy stuff. And it has to end.
This is as inspiring as anything that's happened in the last. Living memory.
Yeah, living memory. Had to be part of it. Right? So we got to keep standing up.
Keep on. Keep trucking.
Dude, I love what you do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Sir, you're not, I'm looking for the, don't, I don't care.
Just wait.
How you doing?
Real quick.
Just,
I'll do I gotta get a selfie with Eva, with the man.
Go for
Right?
it. I'll film out.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Amazing. Nice to meet you. All right, people. We're gonna make our way back to the war memorial. There's a lot of people here that are very happy to be here. Nice to meet you. It's so far no hatred, other than perhaps a little political resentment for Justin Trudeau. But other than that. That truck sounds like it's saying garbage, and maybe it's talking about the political garbage. Okay, so I think everyone out there has gotten a good feel. Oh my goodness, I thought I saw something behind me. Has gotten a good feel for what's going on. There's, I won't say rumors afoot, there are fears afoot that there may be individuals who seek to escalate the situation and cause problems where there have been no problems. You've seen it for yourself and you can judge based on what you've seen. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go see this truck. Thank you.
Hold on, I gotta get a picture.
Go for it. I want you to do that. I'm gonna let everyone see that truck behind us. That truck that says. Where are you guys from? Gatineau? What is that?
Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Saskatchewan.
And Newfoundland.
You're from Newfoundland here. Drive in?
Drove in from New Brunswick.
Amazing. I'm way down on the camera.
That's okay.
And are you with the convoy?
Yes, yeah.
Is it like if they're wearing, the convoy members are wearing clothes?
Oh, no, not necessarily. No. This is whatever I define as the warmest.
So you drove in from New Brunswick.
Yep. Grand Manan, actually.
I was on Grand Manan this summer.
Nice.
Oh, dude.
It's gorgeous.
It was amazing. We did Grand Manan in one day.
Nice.
Drove around. How long are you here for? I'm gonna ask you this
We're here until this is
Till the tyranny ends.
Until he resigns.
Get rid of the parasites.
What do you think? Until he resigns, just make this guy resign.
I think there should be a vote of no confidence. But even if Trudeau is removed, the issue is it doesn't resolve the underlying problem. The underlying problem is politicians because they get to run our lives.
You got it.
He's just a
figurehead, and that's it. That's it. He has no power.
Awesome. Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Part of a service corporation.
McDonald's. Get over here. This is
McDonald's. That's our politicians.
Keep up the great work, bud.
Thank you very much. You too.
Take care.
I have to show everybody what's going on here. The stuff we're seeing on the news is not reflecting what's going on.
Exactly, and this is what I've been telling the police officers today, you know what I mean? Like I was trying to tell them earlier, I said, there's so much room up here, let's get a few more trucks up here so we can show the world what's going on.
I went down the other end where they were blocking off. We got to leave an emergency lane.
Leave an emergency? Well, we got no problem with an emergency lane here, but let us fill it up. It's not full.
It is, right?
And the mainstream media is not showing you.
No, they show said it was desecrated.
Yeah.
They've seen it. We've got a lot of people watching, so people have seen it now firsthand.
Thank you, young man.
Thank you.
You got this all day, but can I take a picture of you with my wife?
Are you Ottawa Walks?
What's that?
You're not Ottawa Walks, are you?
No,
We're from Nova Scotia.
Okay, let's hear.
We're from Sheet Harbor, Nova Scotia.
Tell it to the interwebs.
All right.
Why are you here?
We're here because Chelsea got fired from the Coast Guard, and we started a YouTube and we started homesteading. We're the Harbor Homesteaders on YouTube. Our whole story is there.
Hold on 1 second. If I may ask, are these three your children?
No, that's just a nutsack.
He's random.
Amazing. And how long are you staying here for?
We're leaving today,
but we got here on Thursday.
And you're going back to...
we're going back to Sea Harbor.
Okay.
Well, we're going to stay in Quebec City, but on our way. Awesome.
Well,
great to meet you.
The same. Godspeed. And I will let...
run it the other way for you?
Go for it. This is the internet's looking.
Woo! Here we go, guys.
Wait, that might have been.
Yeah,
This is the view.
Awesome, guys. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
My
I love
pleasure.
your
I did a
channel.
drone shot all at
I saw the drone. I was commenting on the drone. You're gonna document this?
I'll send you the clip, man.
Yeah,
message me on YouTube. I'll send you everything.
Tell everyone where they can find it.
The Harbor Homesteaders. I'm gonna upload all my footage on the way home.
Okay, amazing. Keep it up, guys. See you soon. This is it. There's some okay, so now we have some police over here, but just waiting on edge. All right.
Very empowered.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good one. Okay, we're going to wind up the stream, I think, unless Parliament update. Trudeau is. Oh, he's at Zoom meetings. Okay. I think the mission for the day has been accomplished. This is not going away anytime soon, people. Oh my goodness. This is not going away anytime soon. I think the most powerful moment thus far of this particular day is when the Dr. Brittle says, I have your platform, Trudeau. I'm on your front steps. Trudeau cannot get into his office. I mean, I get he could, but the people have actually taken over. As in his public space, the people are speaking on the front steps of Parliament, and it's amazing. Loud horn. Everybody seems happy. Look at what's going on here. Here, check down this way. How's it going? He was saying freedom and I thought he was calling my name. It's amazing. There are a lot of people here streaming, a lot of people capturing content. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Genuinely beautiful. Good looking dog, high energy. Yeah, someone said go pee, man. So badly I must. There's a lot of cops here. Actually, there seems to be some hoopla, some hubbub. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So what seems to be the hoopla here?
Well, there's a bunch of trucks on either side of the intersection and they're just honking at each other. I'm not exactly sure why.
You ever seen anything like this? This is outrageous. Are you with an outlet or on your own?
Just on my own.
Well, I'm gonna go get in the thick of it and see what's going on there. See ya. All right, let's see what's going on. That's pretty cool.
My other jacket Thank you very much.
We love you. You are so good.
How long have you been in your car for?
4 hours maybe.
Okay. And you're not moving anywhere?
Barely. We started behind that intersection. We made it here. Covered both sides of the roads. We kind of had to play, Tetris with police.
You don't mind being online, by the way. I should have asked you that. Are you planning on being here for days?
Well, I say we're gonna stay here till we get work done. So until we get some motion.
Where did you come in from? London. Okay. Amazing. Great to see you. Thank you very much. Godspeed.
Once you're in here with your car, you're not going anywhere, people. Sir,
you don't mind being online? Wolves, not sheep, sir. Hold on, I'm taking my glove off. Ugh. How you doing? Thank you very much. Where are you in from? I'm from Ottawa, luckily. All right. So, how long? Thank you. So you've been in line here for just a day?
All day. I was there all last night.
Okay.
I started off shuttling people from one of the hotels when they were dropped into the truck.
Okay.
Big families bring down, drop them off, pick back up, take them back down. I'm not going home.
So this is a thing of beauty.
You've done such a good job.
Thank you very much.
You honestly should.
I wanted to get. I drove into Montreal. I just wanted to see this. I'm sure we'll look up. Hey, it's an easy way to make a walk worthwhile. Oh, thank you. I'm good one. This is the crazy part. Now you've seen Parliament. This is downtown Ottawa, and. Shut down because of this. I mean, this is the downtown core. This is the market. I think this is it's like you come in here with a car, you're losing your day. Stop saying pee-pee in the chat, people. I'm trying to discreetly find an alleyway. How's it going? Yeah, look at this. Well, that's a. Hope it doesn't snow. They might have to move the snow truck. What does everyone think about this? I'm not going to walk too far down. I'm going to just see if I can get lost somewhere for a second. And by the way, not to, gotta plug out Ottawalks, Ottawalks, who has been covering this as well. How's it going? He's been covering it, and the amazing thing is, if we've learned anything from other big events, the more people documenting in real time, the more the truth can be certain to have been preserved through the aggregate data collection and documentation of the people. Yes, they've just blocked off everything. So the trucks are in there, and the ones that are in there, I guess, are you know, they're stuck in there for a little while, but they're not letting all the trucks come in by any means. Now, whether or not that's so they can pretend that there's not as many trucks as there are, maybe. Oh, low battery again, people. Oh, shoot. Well, that might be because the battery pack is out. Let's see if one of the battery packs that the person gave me works. I don't know how many. She gave me like 5 of these. I mean, it's great because we're going to have them for trips, but I don't know how many I need. I feel bad that I got 5. All right, what do we say here? Police. I want to ask the police what is that. Maybe I'll ask the police to hold my camera while I go to an alley. I'm not recording. The camera's pointing backwards. Just want to ask. So, you don't mind at all?
Pardon me?
You don't mind having your face on the ball?
Well, I'm not going to do like an interview.
Okay. No. So 2 questions. Are they blocking off all the trucks going down? Like, what's the blocking off of the streets here?
I'm not entirely sure. There's so much going on that it's impossible for one person to keep track. That's why we have people, big bosses, that tell us, move us around, right?
And who, if I may ask, who is the big boss of the police here? Is it
who's
not by name, but like is it
ultimately running the show?
Is it Parliament?
I don't know. I maybe Ottawa Police Service police chief, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
And I'm going to ask I've asked other officers. You have not seen. Have you seen any issues, any elements of naughty behavior?
Naughty behavior. I mean, there's been a few things, but I mean, you know, that just you're in a major city, that's going to happen.
Okay.
Correct?
By and large, the protesters have been nice and peaceful and not doing bad things.
Wow.
All right. Was this? You want a fist pump?
He's trying to be a celebrity.
Well, no, do you mind if any of them
Absolutely.
Children? How does it feel to be partaking in freedom? I'm falling over on my knees. It feels good? Yeah. Where are you guys from?
Appreciate it. Thanks, you guys.
Come back and check me. Let me know, okay? You came in from Alberta?
Are you guys
Did you come in with the convoy?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So, hold on. Say what you just said again. Alberta. That's not close. For those who don't know, it's quite far away. How you doing?
Well, how are you?
How you doing? You don't mind high-fiving total strangers?
We know who you are.
Well, okay. So if you don't, we're live now. Let me see where we are. Yeah, we're still live.
Hey, Alberta. Hey,
Okay.
Canada. How are you?
What brought you here? Are you with the convoy?
Absolutely.
So let's hear. So, okay. What do you? How long have you been trucking for?
I was trucker for 20 years. I put myself through college to go to be a pastor. Trucking. Truckers still in my heart. We love these guys. We're standing for freedom in Canada. That's why we're here.
And how long are you guys staying here? Is
Probably a week. We're gonna see what happens with the protests, but likely a week more. Yeah.
And I'm just curious about how the momentum gained among all the truckers. Like, how did it happen?
It was like a wave. It was like I don't know, like a wave of energy just went through the trucking community, and everybody just started driving together. It was phenomenal what happened. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I've been making the joke to the chat that I need to find a boys' room somewhere here. I'm gonna go find a cup of coffee and then something. But so, have you been down that way?
Yep.
Yeah, we have our thing over there.
We're down there.
And how about your truck or your car, or your vehicle?
I brought the van up here with the kids. I didn't bring the truck.
Okay, that's cool. And so that's it. So that you don't have to worry about getting in or getting out.
Yeah. It's amazing up there.
It's crazy. Yeah. Oh no, I've been up there. I've been all the way to the back, but they're not letting all the trucks in.
We were down over on the other side, and a couple hundred trucks. They decided to go to a different location because they weren't getting food and stuff. And so
amazing.
yeah, it's amazing.
All right. Well, thank you. You too, guys. Have a good one. See you later. So, I guess I'm not going to go much further in that direction. Do I put the camera? Okay, I'm just going to continue walking and talking and then maybe stumble into a dark alleyway and put the camera down in another direction. I can't do it. I'm going to laugh myself. Does anybody know, is there a way to pause a stream? Oh, I said it again. Is there a way to pause a stream so I can take a break? I heard someone say Viva. Yes, sir. How's it going? Okay, let's see. Oh, so someone on the street says there's a bathroom. Do I trust someone to hold my camera while I go to the little boys' room? You don't want to be on camera? No. Okay, and it's pointing down the ground. You may have, sir, how you doing?
I was watching you.
Thank you very much. Okay. People, we have one problem solved. Give me 30 seconds.
The reason I asked, because I have a roommate that's your size, or maybe a little taller.
This is the aggregate knowledge of the internet, finding a bathroom.
6'6".
Ottawa is a beautiful place. So what is this area?
This let's find where Mark is Clarendon Lanes.
Last question, not personal. You guys don't want to compare? That's fine, we're talking to you. Never mind. Don't take it.
Okay, people. Camera's gonna go dark for a few seconds. Oh man. Now.
It's hilarious. I was watching you walking, going right by my place.
This is quite funny. People, this may be an internet first. Do you mind holding this for 1 second?
Keep it live.
Just keep it here. Hold like the camera's running out. All right, no problem. Oh, sweet goodness. Well, this might be a first.
That's hilarious.
Thank you very much.
Love the channel, man.
Oh my good God, I'm reinvigorated to go for another 2.5 hours.
Good.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Bud's,
Yeah.
no, if you need to come back.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
0191.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you very much. You too. Okay. Just gonna keep the camera down until I get out of the area. Hold on 1 second, people. Looking for my cable. Well, that may have been internet first of sorts. Let's just charge this. Oh, people. I am invigorated to carry on for another 3 hours. Oh. So that's it. Look, the bottom line to this is, when you see the media images of only a few hundred truckers, they're not letting in. Look at this. Look at this. I bet some bad protesters did that. Some bad protesters peeing on buildings. When they say there's only a couple hundred trucks and they show you images and it doesn't look like there's that many people, you know why. They blocked off entry from a fair distance out in a perimeter around Parliament, but there are still Tons of truckers in there. And it's amazing. And you heard the talks, you heard the speeches. Now we're gonna get back and see if we can talk to some more people. Don't eat Yellowstone. Nope, don't do that. No one has. Okay. This, you know what I'm thinking? This is like, it's the ultimate act, or it's not the ultimate act, but it's the ultimate symbol of loss of power. Parliament now belongs to people who are protesting for their rights and freedoms because of their shared aggregate discontent with the leaders who, this is their home, this is their office. And the people have showed up to their office to say we have had enough of what you've been doing for the last 2 years. You know, this is also the week after François Legault, or just, you know, we're on the border of Quebec. Vax tax, or a tax on the unvaxxed. If you're not vaxxed, you must pay the tax. The people have come from all corners of the country to tell them that they are not representing the people anymore, and they are. It's gotta be embarrassing, and as embarrassing as it is for Trudeau, as embarrassing as it is for him, he's got to lash out even harder. He's ashamed, he's humiliated, and so what does he have to do? He's got to try to shame and humiliate the people who have shamed and humiliated him. May I ask, where are you from?
Oh, we're actually from, not from here, from Rockland.
Okay.
But we're here for 4 days.
And it's a thing of beauty?
Huh?
It's a thing of beauty?
Oh my goodness.
How much?
History in the making.
How much busier was it over the weekend?
It was busier than this. Very,
there was, well, they said 1 million people. The whole street was a throng. You couldn't get down to Parliament. You had to sort of nudge your way through.
Yeah. That many people.
Like Canada Day.
Yeah, that many people makes me uncomfortable in general, but it's beautiful. They said how many people get? A couple of hundred drums. I hope everybody can hear because it's beautiful, but I have to leave I'm charging my phone, so but I hope everyone heard that. It's beautiful unity. Thank you. Sorry for my gloves. It's so damn cold. Montreal, well, we're actually live on the internet now, and we got 7,200 people watching. But Viva Fry, when you get to YouTube out there. Viva Fry, F-R-E-Y. Say one more thing, please.
The overlying tag is freedom. Freedom over top of everything else. All race and culture and creed, all divisions brought together under freedom. That's beautiful.
It said freedom and peace, people. And good. I gotta go down and see what's going on over there. Gentlemen, let's go in here. Turn YouTuber. Can I have a picture? Came here, support freedom, support our right to protest. I love your channel. You're awesome. Thanks for staying strong for everything. Right on. It's awesome to meet you. Thank you very much, man. Have a good one. So I hope you heard that, people. It's very loud. I'm not making it to Toronto. Maybe my brothers will tell me what's going on there. Here. I'm trying to read the chat as it. Trying to read the chat. It's noisy. It's noisy. This is the sound of freedom, however. And imagine the politicians want to shame the people for protesting for their freedom. They want to shame them into silence and submission in all respects. And they're gonna complain that people are saying F Trudeau, and that's somehow an act of violence. That's an act of protest. It's an act of disrespect. That's what it's intended to be. And to say that they cannot express their discontent and to show their disrespect to a government that is basically oppressed, for lack of a better word, its population for the last 2 years, lock them down, shut them down, put them out of business, cause them mental anguish, and then design an app to treat their mental anguish. And you got to be out of your mind to think that people are not within their rights to peacefully protest that. Look at this. Beautiful. Look, I think I just captured probably the most beautiful image of the protest today. Where are you guys from? Toronto.
I'm originally from Kelowna.
Kelowna, BC.
Yes.
Very nice. That was fantastic. Amazing. Yeah. That was fantastic.
I just think you're fantastic.
Oh, dude, I'm just a man who's reached limit. Like,
yeah, isn't this awesome?
It's you imagine he's lost control
Yeah.
over his office.
Yeah,
because the people have had enough.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Which one's your truck?
Oh, up here. It's way up here.
Okay, this is amazing.
It is.
If she breaks out the smoke bombs again, I might want to go and see if I can capture another one.
Get some more of that.
Sir,
All right,
how you doing? Let's see here. Hold on.
you do.
Get over here. Where are you from?
Awesome.
I'm from Marathon, Ontario.
Marathon or Marathon?
Marathon. It's about 12 hours from northwest of here.
Okay. Are you with the convoy or you just came to protest?
No, I just came to protest. My third day here. You missed a hell of a party Saturday.
I know. I was.
You're down in Florida, right? You joined the sun.
No, I wasn't. I went down to do for an event for the James O'Keefe. We were in and out. It was like it was a miserable.
Really?
Trip. Like it's just to get out of it. It's
miserable.
The trip itself. The trip was wonderful, people. The experience of flying and the stress. You get to Florida and you right away have to go get a PCR test to get back into the country.
Really?
And you can't find one. And then you end up
You're jumping through hoops.
It's miserable. I mean, only there for 2 days, so it was just in and out. It was an amazing event, but I had to come here and.
Well, I'm glad you're here today to see this. So
I had to come and double check it. Not that I don't trust the CBC because they're liars. Have not seen one element of unless you are offended by F Trudeau flags or middle fingers, and maybe you are. Maybe you're very sensitive.
And we've been here 3 days, and we didn't see any of that, all that stuff.
Haven't seen one bad flag today, and if I did, I would ask the person to address it.
3 days and not one problem. Everything that they posted on the internet, we never seen one thing. And
we actively looked for
Yep.
it, and we didn't see any problems. Everybody was happy. So I don't know what they're trying to.
Oh well.
on everybody.
Hey, they get one image. The dude with the German flag had a cameraman right next to him. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Convenient. And then the other one with the Confederate flag, only dude wearing a mask. Yeah.
Right.
Over the entire place.
Yeah.
And it was also taken off on the beaten path where nobody would truly
Just
notice
full-
what's
full
going
fun.
on. Yeah.
Anyhow, keep it up. Hey, brother. Keep the fight. A good fight. See you guys soon. This is it. Ottawa. How's it going? You don't mind dealing into that?
No, I don't
Okay, where are you in from?
From Sault Ste. Marie, Goulet River area.
Sault Ste. Marie, that's in Ontario.
Yeah, some
Okay.
of us are here from Sault Ste. Marie, and I'm from Goulet River.
Now, how long has this vehicle been in this spot, and how long is it going to be here for?
Well, this vehicle's not going to leave until the changes happen, but this spot particularly, I've been moving back and forth around this area.
Did they make you move, or can you just park it? Amazing stuff. Are you, I'm David Fry. Viva Fry. Let me see your jacket if I can. Look at this. Can you move the thing at the right? There you go. Okay. Let me make sure it's in frame. It's in frame, people. You can see this. Freedom Convoy 2022.
Yeah, and
Support of truckers.
Support of the truckers, baby.
Amazing.
I'm Billy Barker.
Billy, nice to meet you. Get on. Nice. Thank you. All right, you too. See you soon. Here we go.
Anybody that causes something should be individually.
Gentlemen, where are you in from?
Peterborough.
I'm of the good media, not the bad media.
Oh, that's
people
good. I
people
like
say
to hear that.
they want to hear from truckers. You drove this in?
Drove this in this morning.
And let me just make sure you're in frame. How long you been trucking for?
Trucking more. I've been since 2018. I got my license when I was 18.
And explain to people who don't know, because I don't think many people do know, what trucking is like as life. Like how many hours a day are you driving?
I'm not overly big. I don't go out every day. We have a farm, so I farm also.
Okay.
I don't just truck.
Beautiful.
But whenever I'm out there a lot, there's always, you get the bad apples trying to, they don't like the truckers, but.
Well, Ines, you're doing God's work out here.
We gotta
Thank you.
support the cause.
Absolutely. All right,
going.
have a good one.
David.
Sir. Oh, you're not talking. Now, you are even taller than most people that I meet.
Oh yeah?
Where are you in from?
Just the other side of the river.
Oh,
It's no.
In Gatineau, yeah.
Okay,
Gatineau.
cool. All right, let's do this.
Okay, I'm filming.
Oh, you're filming? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, one good thing, I'm gonna get a tan on my face today. This is some good vitamin D in as much as I can absorb. How are you finding this
I
protest?
listened to you since the first minute you
Oh,
arrived.
from today?
Yeah.
Okay, incroyable.
Yeah. I was really up to come to see you. I want to make big hug to you because thanks.
Yeah. J'ai trouvé un endroit, j'ai fait que la toilette.
Ouais, on a vu ça.
C'est incroyable, oh my god. Le relief, c'est le soulagement.
On marchait vite sur le pont pour dire, oh, il est aux toilettes, il faut se dépêcher.
C'était la seule chose qui m'empêchait. Il fallait que j'ai trouvé une toilette, je suis bon pour au moins 2 heures.
C'est bon.
Anyways, nice to meet you. I'm gonna go see this. It's a thing of beauty what's going on here.
Yes, yes.
Have a good day.
Yes.
How you doing?
Yes. Hello. Hey.
I've got to actually express how hilarious that is. That somebody watching live in the area was seeing how badly I had to go to the bathroom and showed me a place to go to the bathroom. That is the aggregate knowledge of the internet, people. I was ready to pee in an alleyway, and then I would have gotten arrested, and I would have been the guy that was desecrating something he didn't know what he was peeing on. CBC runs with Viva Fry, goes to the protest. Public urination. Again, I'm joking, it's never happened before. Look how beautiful this light is right now. Now, if anyone has actually never been to Ottawa, it is a beautiful place. And I think the Rideau Canal, if I'm not mistaken, basically starts where you can skate on the ice. Starts behind us. But look at this, look at this. Hey, good on yourself. That's the bridge that I imagine they've closed off because there's no traffic on it. Oh, okay, hold on. Can I see your dog? Oh, this is the most, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that you're the most beautiful dog I've seen all day. Look at this face. I've always wanted a bulldog. Get over here. Oh, yeah, that's a good spot right there. Yes. What do you say? You having a good time? Yeah. There we go.
His name's Henry.
Henry? Oh, he's a real boy. He's a real boy.
A real boy. A big boy.
Have a good day. Yeah, that was a dog was intact, as we say in the industry. I'm gonna put my glove back on. Hold on. Oop. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm going to ask the policeman a question. I'm not going to embarrass them. Gentlemen, may I ask? I'm recording myself and not you.
All right.
Have you ever seen anything like this in your lives as policemen?
Yes.
Yes.
When? Hockey? Was it hockey related?
No, it's mostly people related.
No, the last time you saw a protest.
Except for a smart-ass answer.
well done, you got me. Is there any strategy you're allowed to mention? Like, are you all gonna peacefully coexist for as long as this happens?
I don't know, dude. Your guess is as good as ours.
Is it amazing or is it amazing? No comments.
That's a word. That's a word.
All right, see ya.
Camera. Okay, so construction work.
Okay. I have a problem. I think I forgot where I parked my car. Okay, people, I think that is it. That dog was a chunky doggo. God, I love bulldogs, but they shed too much. And I love bulldogs. This is it. Just a beautiful. Everything's beautiful about this. How's it going?
No, it's an anti-government.
Uh-oh. I think I just heard one of them say that this was an anti-government protest. The amazing thing about this, living it, knowing both sides of it, because I know people who live both within and outside of the matrix. Some of them who do not get the information from the other side do not know of the information from the other side. And there are people who legit believe this is a hateful convoy that is out there to overthrow the government, people. Overthrow the government. Which I guess is what could, in theory, happen every election. You know, like, if you vote out a party, technically you've overthrown that party through democracy, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. So I guess technically every time there's an election that outs a party, it's overthrowing the government. So if it's overthrowing the government through democratic means, how's it going? Not necessarily a bad thing, but people out there think that this is a January 6th. Setting aside my thoughts on Jan 6, people were shoveling the sidewalks to make sure they're clear. Look at this. How's it going? So you don't mind being on the interwebs? Where are you from?
Belleville, Ontario, but I'm here for school right now.
For school?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
What are you studying?
Economics.
Very nice. You look young, 23? 21. What are you going to do after your degree in economics? It's a useless degree that gets you nowhere, sorry? Yeah, I'm joking. What do you do after?
I was originally thinking of government position, but that So I'm thinking probably going to the bank.
I would say go into law, suffer for 10 years, and then put the BA and the law degrees to good use. You said economics. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, I was joking about the economics, people. It's extremely useful. One thing I wish I had done was gotten an MBA or studied economics, because you can't be a good lawyer without understanding how to read a spreadsheet. Godspeed, man. Thank you. Have a good one. And now we'll just walk back and see if anything else. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Good. What time is it in the chat? The battery packs are amazing. Oh, do you mind being on the internet? I'm live streaming right now. Immediate street. Where are you in from?
I'm from Montreal, de Montagne. It's a suburb of Montreal.
There's good fishing out there, eh? No, I'm thinking of Lac de Montagne.
It's like de Montagne. But guys, come see for yourselves, okay? Don't rely on mainstream media. That's pretty good. Come and see for yourself.
It's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Come and see for yourself. Respectfully protest. It's not, well, I mean, I guess it's far from Toronto. It's close to Montreal. How's it going? So
again.
Oh my God! That's me streaming in real time.
Yeah, baby.
Now that's Inception. That's Inception. See you soon. I don't know. Should I get that one? How's it going? And it's amazing. Like, we're passing people who are wearing face masks, and it's not. And it's not a question of shaming them, and there's no but. It's a question of understanding the degree to which people have been traumatized to feel the need to wear a face mask outdoors in the absence of any legal compulsion. I mean, we were at an event, and someone, no, not it was, I don't know where, someone was wearing a knitted scarf face mask. And at that point, that type of hand-knitted scarf is itself, the word I'm looking for is a blanking. I think this person is looking for evidence of violence, looking for evidence of badness. Or without being judgmental, maybe is having a moment of red pill clarity. This is like a day at the Tam-Tams in Montreal. Same smell as well. I smell a little bit of marijuana every now and again. Look at this. Thank you. How you doing?
It's getting worse in Quebec. There's no end.
I pray for Quebec, right? Because we need the Lord's help and they say. So God bless you.
You too. Have a good day. Sir, how you doing? I saw you. You have to yell. Where are you in from?
I'm actually from the Ottawa Valley, but I've been trying downtown for years.
There's a little bunker, basically.
I've been watching these things from John Moss and headed towards Quebec. And then I came out, I got out to try to find me, but I lost the real sense of it. Went home to eat.
Thank you. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Here. I'm just gonna.
I love your ranting, man.
Oh yeah.
You fired me up like nobody's business.
Thank you. Have a good one. I will give you. I just have my glove on, but nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thanks. Thanks. Have a good one. Oh yeah. I love that flag. That's a funny flag, people. I tell you, I've never seen a more peaceful coexistence between protesters and police, ever. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. We've seen it all. All right, I'm gonna make my way back to the car now. You've all seen it. Can't see it any better than that without being here in person. And the only thing you get here in person that you're not getting now is the smell, which is very important. Because freedom has a smell, as does some of the stuff that's going on here. This is like, literally like the Tam-Tams in Montreal on a Sunday afternoon. People are happy and people are, they're being human with one another. You know, the amazing thing is people don't appreciate the level of fear that other people are living in, or people who are living in the fear don't even appreciate it themselves. Some people are living in such deep pits of fear, they don't even know it. All right, people, we're going to wind up the day where it started, at the War Monument. And fear is a very bad thing when you're trying to make lucid, rational decisions. And the issue is that some people do not appreciate the level of fear in which they're living. And it's a fear that has been, I'm not going to mince words or pussyfoot around it, it's a fear that has been induced and exacerbated by the government and by media. And not in a conspiratorial sense, but if everyone ends every tweet with, stay safe, avoid the virus, stay safe, be well, take care, and you have signs everywhere on the street, you have commercials, freedom, what am I starting to speak French for? And you have commercials on the radio every 30 seconds, signs on the streets.
It's all you hear about on the radio. CJD, counting deaths, counting infections. It's traumatizing. And people have been so traumatized over the last 2 years, they are not capable of making rational decisions in the sense that they're blinded by fear, and the only thing that they want to do is that which makes them feel like they're a little bit safer, that they are quelling their fear. You know, there's the old expression, don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Don't make political decisions when you are paralyzed with fear. But it's a tool, and it's one that the government has been using for the last 2 years. On the one hand, to dupe the population into following their ever-changing, wholly unscientific rules, and on the other hand, inducing the population to abandon and surrender their most basic civil rights, and thus expanding the scope, reach, and influence of big government. And at some point, it comes to a head. For some, admittedly, a lot of you have been following me for a while. Some of you either learnt way earlier or made a good guess that panned out. It's like Scott Adams said something. It's if you make an accurate prediction, it's not necessarily because you had information that you didn't at the time. But now I'm prepared to recognize. I'm prepared to recognize that people were paying attention to the right information while others were just blinded with fear, including myself.
I am so glad to meet you.
I'm like walking back to my car now because I think. Do you mind being on the interwebs?
I love it
right now.
I love it.
Where are you in from?
We're from Ottawa.
Amazing.
We saw you streaming. Let's just get out of here.
Probably good advice. People more dangerous than other things. Yes.
So this is our 24th wedding anniversary.
Today.
Congratulations.
I'm not fist pumping for any reasons of hygiene. I just have my gloves on. I feel weird shaking hands with gloves. Congratulations.
We weren't planning on coming down. We were here on Saturday. We weren't planning on coming down, but when we heard you were here, we got to meet Eva.
This is fortuitous. I mean, it's a cool thing. We're in real time. People can know where I am. And congratulations. How many kids? Just one?
No, we got 4.
4 kids.
So one of them is out there right now.
I was going to make a joke. It involves how the kids are made. My parents have 5 kids, so I was going to embarrass you. I think I just embarrassed myself. Amazing.
Truly.
Were you out here on the weekend?
Saturday was the biggest crowd for sure. I would say 100,000 plus.
Okay.
It's nowhere near that level today. Monday.
It's Monday and it's cold. And we'll see what happens next weekend. Now that the momentum and the word is out, and exponential growth. See what happens next. I was told. I'm not sure I believe anything. Someone said there were estimates of 1 million if you include all areas. I don't know, but
I'm not sure about 1 million. But we're here on Canada Day
and bigger.
We're here on Canada Day. Canada Day typically brings 350,000 people.
Okay.
We weren't far from that on Saturday.
Okay, that's amazing.
We were not far from that on Saturday.
Do you mind?
No mind.
What's your name? Joe? Have you learned the right lessons of this experience or the bad lessons? What lessons have you learned from the last 2 years of what you've witnessed go on in the world in Canada? It's a big question. Okay, I'll give you the answer. Is learn the right lessons from this and draw the right conclusions. And none of what we've lived through in the last 2 years is normal or should be considered normal.
That's right. If I can hijack your stream just for 1 minute,
please.
and just tell my wife how much I love her. 24 years, the best 24 years ever. You're my Proverbs 31 wife. I love you.
That might be the most beautiful way to ever end a stream. That's your white pill moment, people. That's like Barnes's white pill moment, but in real life, unscripted. Thank you very much.
Another thing I have to do, a super chat that Susan will not take a cut from.
Oh my good God. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations, dude. Your parents have things figured out.
And a shout out to my good friend Matt Christensen.
Defensively, Susan.
Which is
the man Moncho. Of course.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you very, very, very much for this.
I have to insist on a selfie.
Don't worry about it. People, that could be the most beautiful way to actually end a stream. Let's do this here. We're gonna live stream a selfie in real time.
I get Joe in there.
Hold on. Guys, I'm putting the camera down for 1 second. I'm taking my glove off. The glove is off. Okay, here, let's do like this. Okay, all right. Hold on a second, people. Oh, I think I may have. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2,
3.
Can I do it?
I love it. Yep. You got it. You got it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you guys. It's
Viva.
amazing. Okay, hugs around the house. Thank you. I'm not doing the Keanu Reeves arms, people. I'm hugging people. Nice to meet you. Don't forget these lessons. And don't run for office. Do something more useful.
There's some info in there for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Love you, man.
All right, thank you. Have a good night. Good day. Yep. Can't ask for a better way to end a stream, end a day. People, so this is a Monday. And it would have been amazing to be here yesterday, the day before, when the crowds were here. I'm going to have such a parking ticket if I can find my car. I have no idea where I am. No, Elegant, I can't park the car here. If the momentum and the word of mouth keeps spreading like the wildfire that it has been, next weekend could be the new Canada Day, if last Saturday and Sunday was not already the new Canada Day. That's it. People, unacceptable. Unacceptable, very hateful people, married for 24 years, 4 kids. And how much diversity do you have to see before you can just look at that lying politician and say, you're a very bad man, sir, very bad man. And I hate even using the word diversity because it objectifies people based on immutable traits. But when you call a massive group of people racist, misogynist, white supremacists, influenced by Russia, well, at some point you need to see the crowd to know what idiotic statements they are to make and they are to parrot. And when CBC and CTV and those blue checkmark politicians parrot those hateful comments, they are propagating hate, they are propagating division, and they are propagating misinformation. People, we are going to wind it down. I'm going to go back. I think I'm too late to pick up the kids, but this was amazing. And this is history. It is just history. We're witnessing history in real time. A revolution of sorts. And the Prime Minister has abdicated his duties and abdicated his office. And from what people are saying in the chat, has gone across the country to avoid facing the music and talking to the people.
You have a second?
Absolutely.
Something that
you don't mind being on the interwebs?
No, not at all.
We're on it right now.
So I'm left wing, all right? And I'm terrified being left wing because all those people are going to hate me for being on this side of history. Isn't that funny? Isn't that part of the problem?
It's upside down a little. When being right wing means being pro free speech, or when you say I'm pro free speech, and the left, say the traditional left in quotes people, says you're no longer welcome.
That's the problem.
It's not.
And that's part of our fight. That's a big part of our fight. Yes.
First of all, I don't even know what left and right means.
Exactly. That's the poison.
I have left views and I have right views by the traditional spectrum.
Yeah.
Are you heading up or are you heading back?
We're heading back again.
All right.
Dr. Julie's speech, Panesi, she's great.
I saw the speeches earlier before they had the mic issues, but I got to drive back to Montreal. So.
Okay, well, good on you. Good all the work you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice to meet you. That's it. The left and the right dichotomy, I no longer understand. I no longer buy into. I would just say it's the Constitution or constitutionality stuff, free speech, freedom of choice. But when people who identify as being on the left say that they're afraid because being pro-choice in the freedom of speech, freedom of choice type sense makes them persona non grata among their political brethren, you got a problem. And that ideology might not be the right one. And it's not just the left issue. Back in the day, it was George Bush taking shots at the Simpsons. Was it George Bush? I think it was. It's just, the world's upside down. Progressives say you have to trust big government and trust big pharma. And conservatives say, don't trust big government and don't trust big pharma, and we don't get to tell you what to do with your body. Anyhow, that was it. What a day. What an absolute fantastic. These battery packs are an absolute godsend because I've been using my camera now. My phone, this is my iPhone. Haven't checked tweets or checked messages or, I'm gonna get hit by a car. Or haven't checked anything in as long as I've been streaming. But this is it, people. I hope you appreciated this because it's history in the making. And you have to see it to know that what you're being told about it is bullplop. Okay, before my hand goes absolutely numb, thank you all. Thank you all for everything in this. I didn't even think of the super chats. There was no way to view the super chats. Thank you all for the support. You've seen it firsthand, people, and maybe come back. Maybe I'll come back on the weekend with the kids. Maybe the weather will be a little warmer. All right, that's it. Guys, this is the way I came in, I think. If my car got towed, that would be hilarious. If I didn't get a ticket, that would also be hilarious. I didn't even bother putting money in the meter because now I'm just rambling. All right, people. It was beautiful. I hope you liked it. And I will be back. Signing off. Feel free to share, people. Cut clips, post it to Twitter because I think we saw some beautiful stuff today that the world needs to see to combat actual misinformation. All right, hitting the end button if I can find it. Thank you. Thank you all for everything.